Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dangerous Master tonight. Because today we are carrying on with, I guess, part 3 of our quasi-campaign playing Gary Gygax's classic, if very short-lived, Dangerous Journeys RPG. Dangerous Journeys Mythus, to be specific. And with me tonight are the stars of the Dangerous Journeys campaign, which still has yet to have a name. I've got a temporary name up there, but I don't like it. So rather than commit it to the video, I'll just edit it in the background over time. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? First up, we've got Andrew.
Evening, everybody. I'm Andrew, and I am playing Gwen Jensdottir, a mercenary with a drinking problem, and recently a wolf problem.
Yes, that wolf problem, problem that Zahn had in spades as well. And joining at playing Gwen's erstwhile companion is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Sean, and she is a monk, and she also likes to drink and have fun. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our viewers for tuning in and slugging through any commercials that YouTube plays, and for Kevin for being very generous with the money that we make from our small little channel and show off these beautiful copies that he sent me and Andrew of Dangerous Journeys. And they are like new.
Yeah, we lucked into those. The first batch of, we've got copies going out to most of our players now, as the copies are coming in. But we lucked in those first 2 sets were just like brand new. They're in better condition than what mine are. So that
it won't last for long. I mean, it's brand new right now, and we're going to be reading it. So
yeah, and they are they're great. Like, this is what do you call it? The GDW, the publisher of Dangerous Journeys, that this was the format that at the time all of their RPGs came out in, and I loved it. Like, I had great memories of Twilight 2000 and Dark Conspiracy and Traveler New Era from that time, which were all published like this. Just lots of fun curled up with these big books, so it does bring back a bit of memory. And speaking of bringing back memories, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some nice full color art
of like a Egyptian tavern.
Yeah. It is one thing that's unusual about the game. Like, there is definitely an effort to make sure that both the game and all the supplements are all quite multicultural. There's depictions from all across Earth in all the source books. So then, guys, let's talk about what's happened thus far. And I have something to show off for you guys here to aid with our description. I may have been busy here.
That's right.
And you may need to zoom out a scooch in order to see this.
Yeah.
Or 2.
Because it's huge.
Yeah.
Turns out, so here's the thing. If you go to your measuring tool as well, it will measure correctly. I have it set to scale.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a big place.
So, yes, it is. To give you an idea, a longship, a Viking longship can travel between like 121 and 125 miles a day. 121 kilometers a day. So you can judge. I've got this set up for kilometers because that's where the map I based this off of was from.
Oh my God, we can't even make it. We can make it like there, halfway through one territory.
Yep. So there's a days, but I mean, like, that's one, two, let's say, 3, 4. So I wanted to bring you guys here not only to show the map, because I think I'm pretty pleased with how this came together as far as a functional map goes. We were talking about where your home, sort of like your home port was, and I think it is Bergen. Bergen is actually referenced in the... now, for those listening at home who may be either from Norway or have references or have a familiarity with Norway, I apologize for my co-opting of the Norwegian map. I just took the names that were on the thing and used them on the map that I had access to. I did not try and make a historical thing. All I needed was a fantasy map to be able to play with, so my apologies for... simplifying or otherwise, anachronizing the Norwegian map, but this isn't Norway, it's Norge, so I will use that as my excuse. In Norge...
It's kind of a...
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bergen is a city of about 20,000, which means it's the second largest city in all of Norge. Each of the different like little domains here that you can see is basically different kingdoms. Within there are also smaller, in some cases, counts or dukes or whatever else that are equal in power to, in some cases, some of the lords of the smaller places or the places further north. But where you guys traveled was all the way. You originally were in Bergen, and you hired on with Oleg the Lucky, who was out of one of the holds in here, Morog Romsdal. And again, for the Norwegian speakers out there, I do apologize for bastardizing your language. I also could not figure out how to get Photoshop to put the little like O with a slash through it. Sorry. Once again, ignored those in your language. Anyway, for what you guys did is he set out from somewhere around here. He was bamboozled into going way up here, all the way past Nord-Trondelag. There's your 1, 2, 3, and then down into, where is it, up here? Yeah, one of the fjords up here.
The fuck are we doing?
With the expectation, because they thought that, well, the reason being is Nordland is basically like, there are some places that are in there. Bodo is a settlement, but it's like, this is well in the Arctic Circle. It is very, very vast. What isn't clear on this map, though, there is, to the north of Europa, there is a mysterious island. Whoa, that's much smaller. If we zoom in here, to the north, there's a place called Pojoya. Do you see that in the map here, guys? Right here? Let me shift ping.
In.
I'll shift ping for you. Bing.
Oh, okay, here, yeah.
There you go. Pojoya is said to have a connection in it to the other worlds, and depending on whose beliefs you or whose stories you want to believe, perhaps to hell. But wherever it goes to, it's said to also contain the doorway to vast riches. So that's why Oleg was tricked, is he thought that this guy living way out in the middle of nowhere, who didn't actually exist, had actually raided into Pojoya and come back with otherworldly riches. That was the carrot that convinced Oleg the Lucky to strike out against him, and why you guys went along. I mean, also because he was paying quite well. Sadly, things did not go as planned for Oleg. What happened in our previous sessions, guys?
Well, we were ambushed.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing the ransacking, we were completely ambushed and outnumbered. And so we were forced to flee the little village we were in a valley. Mm-hmm. And we tussled with some guards, and then we fled deeper into the the valley or whatever. Yep. But we had to go up the cliffside to get over.
I don't. If you want to know what this, do I have it on the right map here? I do. Obviously, like the border here is with another nation. Svenga, I believe, is on the other side. But these are massive, impassable mountains said to be populated by goblins and dwarves and all sorts of, knockers, all sorts of fae and fairy creatures of all sorts. And the lands leading up to it are not good either. Where you find yourselves right now, guys, is south of Bodo, so not quite as far north, but you're around here. Right near the end of this fjord here. is where the raid was. The valley itself continued on and then ended. You guys have gone from there. You're maybe about there, not even there. Just over the first peaks at the end of the valley. You made that really challenging climb and then scrambled down. You guys did manage...
That wore Jean out, and so then we were forced to seek shelter. Luckily, we found some fallen trees that we made a bit of a camp in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were beset by some wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
We managed to hold them off, and then Gwen butchered them.
Well, in fairness, I think you made the opening, the opening strike.
Oh, I think he meant that, like, in her attempt to make pelts.
To get the
Gwen
pelts
butchered
off.
them.
Yeah.
That was the joke. And
Yep.
and then what? We got some water. Jean finally recovered because after the injury, she passed out for I can't remember. It was a long time, 16 hours or something.
14 hours, I believe.
14 hours.
Yeah.
That was a long time.
During which time, Gwen went to butchering.
Yeah, and then we, after waking up, Jean did some prayers and healed them up a bit, and then I believe we were gonna move on.
I'm not sure what you guys were planning on doing. It's still. Oh, you. Gwen was going to find water for you because you guys wanted to make sure you had that. Gwen, while she was away, you were rearranging the camp, and what you found is when you had gone to relieve yourself, you came back and found that the wolf pelts were gone, and there were those markings, those oversized markings that seemed to be like owl talons, but much larger than you expected, and the stride on them didn't make sense as far as the how long a stride an owl might have. That did not unnerve you, but when Gwen came back and saw that did unnerve her. So she is currently dazed. And I think that is where we are opening our session, guys. So, before we get in, though, we have now normally, as is with the case with Gygax's other game, D&D, they do suggest that you do like downtime between adventures is when you spend APs. But at some point, I'm interested in you guys making your own characters. So rather than letting you wait and we may never see you advance these characters, I thought we'd spend those accomplishment points now. And then you advance some of your stuff, and then we'll dive back into the game. So, if you look in Mythus, the core book, you can find accomplishment points are on page. Where are you? I saw you in here. Where'd you go? Here we go. Page 134. It's where the section starts for the spending your accomplishment points. You guys have 12 accomplishment points each. So I'll just call them APs from now on. The 12 APs, they can be spent. Your primary stat for both of you guys is physical. So that means it costs 1 point per steep for your skills to raise them up that are physical. And then I think, let's see here. On page 130, here we go. For each of you, your mental steep, it costs 1.5 to raise those, and the spiritual steep, it costs 2 per steep that you're going to raise. And any given point, you can raise each a maximum of 5, I believe. So that means, 5 for the physical skills, 5 points to get 5 steep. And for those listening at home, when I say steep, just think of like points, percentile points. Steep is just the acronym for study, training, education, experience, and practice. You can spend up to 7.5 points, and track the 0.5s as well too. We don't round; you just keep fractions. And your spiritual ones, you can spend up to 10 to get 5 steep points. You can also raise attributes, but those are listed on page 135.
Yeah, they're quite expensive.
They're quite expensive. You have to sort of save for those. Do you guys have any areas you want to tweak to get a little higher?
Yeah, well, I always like to do the things that I've been using.
Yep.
So, I've done a lot of hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
So that is combat, hand-to-hand. There's lethal and non-lethal.
Yeah,
correct?
lethal is the one that where you're kicking and punching. Non-lethal is the one where you were grappling.
Right.
Or knocking out. I mean,
And for these, I can do 1-for-1 with my 12 points, right?
correct. Yep, because those are both physical.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do 3 points in hand-to-hand lethal.
Okay.
3. And then let's see, survival I've been using, and I haven't. So I'm gonna do 3 points in that.
Okay. Survival's also a physical skill, so you get 1-for-1.
Yep. And then
That leaves you 6 points you could spend.
is there something that has to do with being fooled or tricked or deception or?
I mean, you've got
Like-
that natural ability to detect when people are lying.
I know, but like,
Yeah.
is there like a, she learned a lesson from this.
Perception mental.
Yeah,
That's the way of judging.
mental. Okay, so percent.
Mental is 1.5, I think, for you.
Yeah. And I have 6 points left, so I could do that one by 4.
Yeah, that would work out nicely.
There we go.
Perfect.
So that's what I'm going with.
Okay, Andrew, how about you? What's Gwen thinking of advancing?
Similarly, I think I'd like to lean into what is working. I kind of want her to, she's tough and such. I kind of want her hitting a little harder yet than what she currently does.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, I guess, combat hand weapons is something I need to.
Yeah. What is your combat hand weapons right now?
31.
31. Okay, so I'm just gonna check the combat
I
section.
suppose I should also perhaps think about improving my handiwork.
Wait, is 31? That's hand weapon? Is that, or is that hand to hand?
Oh shit.
So your hand weapon is a little higher.
Oh, sorry. Right. KS areas. I'm looking at the skill combat hand weapons missile. When I should be
Yeah.
looking at combat hand weapons up above on the first tier.
Exactly. Yeah. Now the missile
And
is.
I'm at 57 for that. For
Yes.
There you go, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That sounds better. Okay, so
mind.
then 57. If you raise it over, if you raise it to 61 or more, up to 65, you'll actually get another +1 to. Wait, did you say it was 51 or 57?
It's currently 57.
57. Yeah, if you raise it up to 61 or higher, up to 65, it'll get another +1 to your damage bonus because of your high steep.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Where does it tell you those thresholds, Kevin?
Page 224.
Cool.
It's one of those things that you calculate, over the course of it. What I talked to Darren about creating a character this week, and one of the things that would be helpful is if they'd also had a call out in it, a specific place that says, here's where you go to calculate that stuff. I'm going to update my house rules this weekend to include that stuff in there.
So, and you're saying that because this is a physical and that's my primary thing, I get a 1-to-1
1-to-1 up to a maximum of 5 steep.
per thing I want to upgrade.
Yep, per skill.
Okay, so my 57, it would take me 4 to get to 61 to hit that threshold.
Okay. So it only costs you 4 points in. And if
And
you get
then
to
I have 8
61,
points.
that means so then you can treat your, the PDF will not be right. That means you're back with your weapon, I think goes from a 63. Is it 63 on the PDF or 64?
Let me see here. My longsword, it's 63 the back.
So that means 67 is the back now.
Yeah, can I?
You can't edit that. I'll send you guys the
No,
Word
but for
documents.
now, for tonight, I can add a comment.
Oh, great.
field
Yeah, perfect.
So that I can see.
Perfect.
So it's 67, you said?
Yep.
Yeah. So just for tonight, I'll have a comment there.
That means
to
you're
remind me.
also the damage from your longsword will be plus 12 instead of plus 11.
Plus, right. Okay. Right.
And your shield, your parrying, will also be, depending on what the multiplier is, if the base at hard will be 4 higher, but like parrying weapons, I believe that's moderate with the shield. So you can have plus 8 to your parry chance.
So technically, I could have done something similar, Kev.
Yeah, absolutely. Like your, what is your...
Because I did 3 points instead of four or 5 that I need to do.
What's your steep
basically.
in hand-to-hand lethal?
Because I went from 51 to 54. If I went all the way to 56 instead, then it changes it by
Exactly.
plus
You
1.
bump it up by plus 1.
Okay. Well, why don't I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the shield parry, I'm not sure where it says.
So shield parry is... Let me tell you what the difficulty... I got my DM
the
screen right
difficulty,
here.
yeah, because I can see what the shield parry values are, but I don't see.
So shield parries against a hand weapon, it's moderate, so it's times 2. So whatever the score is on the PDF, it would actually be 8 higher than that now because you raised your skill by 4.
Okay. All right. So
That make
instead
sense?
of hand weapon, it would just be against hand weapons.
Well, that's just one example. If it was against arrows, bolts, or slings, like the range weapons, then it is 2 higher. That one's 2 higher.
Okay. So against arrows or small thrown.
I should open
so
up your
against arrows,
PDFs,
I'm
actually.
at 30 now.
Yeah.
Small thrown, I would be at 59 now, and hand weapons, I'm at 122. Okay, and then I still have 8 points to spend.
Yowza. What are you going to spend the other points on?
Well, I'm trying to think because I know I have used.
And like, it's cool to thematically do it that way, but don't feel that you have to do only the stuff that you have used.
Well, true, but
Yeah.
like I'm thinking go ahead.
I highly recommend whatever you butchered those pelts with. Maybe you upgrade that a little. Because no, and it's not just that it's like thematic. It's that we might need it because we don't have winter clothes, and like killing things and taking their pelts and turning them into clothing is actually quite useful for us.
Yeah, and you know what else though? Because I was joking that I should increase her handicraft and handiwork skill, but because that's what I was using. But the other place where that came into play was we learned Gwen you don't want to eat her cooking. And maybe if I were to improve her handiwork, right? Maybe this Gwen can grow. Maybe she was a little pressed at John's reaction to her cooking, and she's like, "Oh, I'll show you." So
I like it.
yeah. Because there's also criminal activities physical though, and we were using that.
You guys did use a lot of that, yeah. And that is...
And that would be physical, which means I would get 1-to-1 on that one.
Yep, that's right.
It's at 37 right now. Is there a threshold that's close?
I don't think that one has any like specific modifier with it. If
So
we
it's
were
just
running,
a straight up number.
yeah, if we were running rules as written, what you would do is like at a certain threshold, it's like every 10 you get a new sub skill with it. I'm choosing to ignore those rules, and you just get every skill that's under it when you learn the skill. Because it's.
Well, you know what? Why don't I split the difference?
Yeah,
I can increase my handiwork.
no threshold there. It's just a matter of the raw better chance of succeeding.
All right, I'll put like, I guess I'll split the difference here. I'm going to put into criminal activities physical from 37. I'm going to bring it to 40.
Nice.
To use 3 of them, and then that's 5 more. Handicraft and handiwork. I wouldn't get equal. I wouldn't get 1-to-1 on that.
Handicraft, handiwork is a physical skill.
Oh, it is? Right, of course, because it's using dexterity and all this kind of stuff. So 1-to-1, I'll use the remaining 5 to bring it up to 37.
Nice.
Beauty.
You know, you don't
Salt
play
my
with
cooking again,
min-maxers
motherfucker.
when they're choosing to get the like home economics skills up.
Jeff and I are players who are here for like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, we're here for these elements. This is the part.
Heck
Exactly.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Nope, that's awesome. Okay, so let's with those spent, you guys have. You can put down how many accomplishment points you've spent thus far. I think there's a place for that on the sheet. So you guys have spent 12 thus far.
Oh yeah, it's at the
in the top
I think,
right, it says
AB,
APs, and that's we keep a track of like. Sorry, is that a pool that we increase and then we decrease it as we spend it?
I think it's there just to give a rough idea of how experienced the characters are, because there's no like levels or anything like that. It's just an idea of how much extra stuff has been dumped into your character.
So I'll just put 12. Did we gain any Joss or anything? Or are we still?
Yep. Per the house rules, start of the session, you guys each get 1 point of Joss.
Nice.
What is your Joss sitting at right now?
I have 9.
Same.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Oh, you guys got 9 already? Oh, that's fucking awesome. I wasn't sure how...
We started us at 10, and we really haven't used that much.
We've used a few here and there, but we've earned a few here and there.
Yeah, no, and you guys have been... that's great to hear. Because this is part of the reason I wanted to see it at the tables, because I wanted to see how, like... What's the pool that you're going to be able to be comfortably sitting on before you get into like a boss fight or something like that? All right, then, guys. So our scene opens with Gwen coming back, her bladder, her liquor flask full of ice cold water she found in a stream near where you guys have sheltered for the evening. And Jean, you can tell, you don't need to make a roll. Perhaps this is your increased mental perception. You can tell that something is wrong. Based on the expression on Gwen's face. And Andrew, why don't you tell us what expression is on her face right now?
It's a mixture of confusion with she has a very furrowed brow. You see her kind of like crouch down, like carefully inspecting the like half tracks, and you can even see her like. There's this look of consternation on her face as she's looking at like one pair of tracks where she's like crouched down at it, but then I'll look over like several feet down the way to notice like where the next set of tracks is, almost like I'm measuring the distance and I look very confused and a little concerned. Yeah.
So that's where she seems to be. I think you can tell that she is disturbed. Whatever it is, if there's like veins bulging at her temples, or her eyes are just particularly wide, or something. This
one of those like she's classic like half ponytail like when a lady needs to get some shit done, she just tosses it up in a quick thing. Yeah, she's done this because she's trying to like. Have no distractions while she's thinking.
So she is, and I think the fact that she is dazed right now, that probably, you can tell me if I got this wrong, Andrew, it probably translates in just like a little bit of like almost incautious and hurried sort of motions. Like she's so focused on this, it's almost like she just seems jittery, Sean.
Yeah, like she's yeah, so it's not like a careful like methodical examination of the print and then a careful examination of the distance. It's more like a kind of yeah.
It's a caged animal or a cornered animal. I can dip into my Howardian nomenclature. She's the caged panther, back and forth and done. What do you do, Sean?
I think I would approach her and we've kind of become pretty good friends at this point, so I think that like I'd walk up and put my hand on her shoulder and like, what's wrong?
I woke to discover our pelts are gone, and there's these tracks. They don't make any sense to me. They Kevin, did you say that I am aware that they looked like bird tracks?
Yes, I think it's quite clear to you guys. From what I understand, and ornithologists can correct me if I got this wrong, but I vaguely remember that owls have different feet than what other birds do, which is why it's distinctive, like other raptors do. So it's easy to tell that these are owl prints, but they are way bigger than what they should be. And then on top of that, it's not the like short little strut that you would expect from it. They have a much wider, whatever this thing is, has a much longer and wider stride.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll relay that, but it's this is what they appear to be, but they that can't be. These are far too large. Look at the span of one set of tracks to the next. No owl, never alone owls. No bird I know can travel this. What is this beast? This monster?
Have you never heard tales of such a bird?
I mean,
Is this not part of the myths of your land? This is new.
I think we rolled for the lore stuff last time, and I think
No, I know.
either of you
I'm
guys
just
did.
saying she
I'm
doesn't
just trying to
know,
remember
yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
think
don't
we
actually
did, too.
remember if I rolled a lore. So
We
I'm
rolled
kinda
something. We did roll some things to see if we knew what it was,
Yeah.
and we didn't. Yeah.
I think neither of you guys, from what I remember, have fairy lore, fairy folk and lore.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing we
No.
needed. Yeah. That we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
Incidentally,
so-
if you want to purchase a new skill, it costs you 5 APs and then whatever steep you put into it.
I
Minimum.
mean, classic salesman. You're telling us the fine print now that we've made our purchase. That's fine. That's cool.
well, assuming you don't freeze to death or starve, I mean, you will get more APs, I'm assuming, at the end of...
Good news. So I'll just say I will admit I must have been dozing off for half in my ale jug when the elders were telling this tale.
Is this? They've taken the meat. Do you think they'll be satisfied, or do you think they'll be back for more?
Well, a creature big enough to walk off with. I mean, it looks like. Oh, that's another thing. Does it look like it's one set of tracks, or just does it look like multiples?
It looks like there's a couple, yeah.
Okay. Any creatures that are big enough to carry away these 4 large wolf bodies with without me noticing at all. I mean, I hope that this would satisfy them, but
Well, I mean, what I do know is that birds of prey have hunting grounds, and obviously we are now on this creature's land. It also might have been the reason that these wolves were so starved. If this superior creature was killing and hunting most of the game in this area, I think we need to make haste to leave this predator's area. Deeper into the woods or back up the hill? What do you think, Gwen?
actually, that's a good. Well, let's look at the tracks. Can I tell which direction they went off in?
No, because I mean there
They're
is.
just kind of all over the place.
I think
and they
they're
probably went up.
dragged. Yeah, the drag marks in it seem to be. Why don't you give us an easy hunting check?
Sure. Yeah. Because I obviously they would have just like literally taken off and
Yeah.
flown away at some point, but like.
But no, there probably
maybe-
would have been a little bit of drag marks of when they grabbed
Yeah.
onto it. They're not like helicopters. Assuming. Is
Sorry,
that Kev? What are you
survival?
doing? Oh, helicopters.
Sorry, you said easy is it moderate survival?
No,
There's
easy
hunting tracking.
hunting.
Hunting tracking.
Yeah,
okay,
easy
yes.
hunting tracking. I think you've got hunting, don't you? Under physical, I believe.
I'm not.
It is about 2/3 of the way down the list.
If he has it.
have it.
Actually, I got the PDF here. What do I?
I don't.
I
I'll
can
look
tell
at my
you.
PDF.
Maybe you
too.
don't
I have it. I have it. I mean, I did roll it last time. I'm not sure what it was for.
You don't
but-
actually have hunting, Gwen.
Nope. I
So-
don't have it.
I do.
Explain it.
So you could ask. I mean, your characters would know. I think, like in these circumstances, again, like Jeff said, you guys have been traveling together for a while. You might know, like, to ask Gwen or to ask Jean to look.
Yeah.
Yeah. You. Here's where they are. I mean, they look to be kind of going in this direction, but I don't know. This is your area of. Can you tell at all which direction they went in?
Yeah, so it was an easy.
Because I would
Take a look.
recommend we go in the opposite direction of
Yeah,
them.
nice roll.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Okay, so what you can see is that it has picked it up. Whatever, at least 2 of the carcasses were dragged a short distance. Perhaps when they were trying to gauge the weight of the things. Also, Gwen did do a fucking number on tearing them apart. So it's probably like it's trying to get a hold of a book by one page kind of situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
like there might be guts and blood
Yeah.
trails that we can follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So what you can tell is that it did drag off. So you know where that bit of flooding, like the sort of patched in area where the fallen trees were that you had locked yourself, or you found yourself a little nook to rest in. Over that and deeper into the forests.
This forest, the deeper forest seems to be their hunting grounds. Maybe we're actually on the edge of it now. And I don't know if birds of prey have a strong sense of smell or whatnot, but this carrion has been here for hours now. Maybe it lured them in.
It's true. And you know what? I believe, I could be wrong, but if memory serves, I seem to recall the weather check giving us a very windy day the day previous. So it could be that the residual winds, maybe like their lair or their nest or wherever they're staying is downwind from where we are, and they were easily drawn by,
Well, you guys are looking at where the settlement was located, and where you guys came. I mean, the winds would have followed the fjords down and then past the village over where you guys are camping, and then deeper into the wilds.
So mixed with the smell of the fires and everything too, like,
yep.
There's probably other domestic creatures in the town that were, sadly.
Well, that place was abandoned. Remember, it was a trick.
Right. So
there was nobody there. It was a settlement that was dead. Right. However, I mean, there were a lot of men and women butchered when they were ambushed. Oleg the Unlucky, his followers were slaughtered.
Do we remember seeing any small boats there? I mean, I think we need to find a boat to get home.
Let's do this. Why don't you give us a hard physical perception check? This is going to reflect your memory of, like, is this something I noticed? And you can spend Joss to modify that before the roll if you like.
No, I like just trying to remember.
Okay.
Because, I mean, so you said hard, right?
Yeah, hard. So it'll be your score.
Which isn't great.
Fuck, so you're sort of like kicking yourself, like, I mean, this is one of the things too, like, if you came sailing into the village and there were no boats that were in there, like, how would that not be a message that this is a trap to Oleg? Mm-hmm. Like, there were, even if you, right now, you can't remember whether there was or wasn't.
Right.
You could ask Gwen. She may remember.
Well, I think I would at this point bring it up, like, I think we need to get to the nearest boat, whether that's back to the abandoned village and try to find a boat there, or we travel north. Sorry, I don't remember the names of the places. I might not know them.
No, I don't think you...
I would just say...
Do you have geography foreign lands? That was a skill that one of you guys has. No, you don't. Gwen does.
Yeah. I think I would just say that to Gwen, like, do we go north or south or back to the abandoned village to find the nearest boat?
Gwen, I'll let you make a, we'll say it's an easy geography check.
Okay. Not easy enough.
One of the things about these, just to give you context again here too, Nordland is almost completely wide open here. We actually don't need to go in. There we go, guys. We don't need to zoom out. You can stay right where you are. So you guys are right around here right now.
Yeah. I mean, technically, according to what I see, it looks like Bodo is closer, but...
and this is traveling through brutal... footlands really and forests. Like... Nordland is like... there are settlements here for really hardy, Norgan people. Bodo's the nearest big settlement, and that's 100 kilometers over land. Excuse me.
Several days.
To travel south, there are settlements all along this. This is the Trondheim Fjord, which in our Earth has the highest percentage of giant squids in it of anywhere on the planet. I don't know why I mentioned that, but however, it is also like an incredibly easily navigable fjord. So there are tons of settlements along here. If you get yourself to Nord-Trondheim, but that is going to be, even to get to the border, is almost 200 kilometers.
Yeah. Now, the advantage of going south is the weather. I mean, it's not going to be a big change, but I mean, traveling south just seems smarter to Jean in that sense.
You are also more likely to come across settlements to the south than you are going north.
Right. The more north we go, the more remote it gets until we reach Bodo. The more south we go, the more likelihood of finding someone.
The mercenary in Gwen, what you may also think is that the only reason why you would conceivably not want to go south is that the enemies of Oleg the Unlucky may be watching for survivors in that direction. The Norgans are hardy people, so if there are any ones who manage to escape, they're going to, going south is the easiest route towards other settlements.
Right.
So that's not to say that one of the things that is a truism of Norga, as is evident by Oleg the Unlucky, is that people will fight. Like clans you can never rely on the one clan to necessarily always be beholden to another one. There's all sorts of internecine clan squabbles and blood feuds and blood debts and shit like that. So it doesn't mean that everyone to the south is going to be allied with these guys, but if you were in their position, that's probably what you would do. Jeff, I interrupted you. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do we have any idea what region the people who betrayed us are from?
All from very similar regions, all around from Morog, Romsdal.
Oh, okay, from where we came from. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So several days of travel in a longship.
Yeah, so I think if you mentioned that, I would say, they're no more likely to have allies around here than we are to make friends. I mean, this place is rough. So what do you think, Gwen? It's your country. The decision lies with you, but
I think we continue striking north. I'd rather take chances out here and head towards a more stable settlement in time than risk running into more of those folk and yeah.
Do they have good ales in Bodo? Do you know? We may be stuck there for the winter.
It's probably not the best time to tell you that this is the furthest north I've come. This is my first time out of Hordenland.
Oh.
Or Hordal land, yeah. And yeah, so I don't know. But of course, all of us, we all make fine ales. So they would be no better or worse than what we are accustomed to already. I am sure.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I just fear we may be stuck there for a while. I don't know what kind of...
If they know what's good for them, they damn well better have some good ale.
Or the trouble we'll stir up will certainly get us on a ship out of there.
That's true. It will not be difficult to find a boat. We just may not have much of a say in where it goes.
So let's talk about the conditions that you guys are in right now. The amount that you were losing when you were losing you were taking damage during the during the night, that only happened because the weather dipped down so cold that you were exposed. That's not going to happen during the day, but during the day you will need to make a I think it is a hard muscular check to resist the maybe it was moderate. Let me double check here again. I can't remember. I'm just trying to find that. It is near the back. One of the I like the color plates they've got in here, but they have rules that are on some of the pages that are in there, and they tend to stick together. So it is because of static cling, and sometimes tricky to find that. So the cold rules I'm looking at, guys, are on page 259. And you guys actually have it a little worse than I thought, because you're not even bundled up. 40 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit is what you're comfortable in with your within your range. right now, and we're well below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So what?
That's like 0 to 5.
40. I should have opened. I was going to open up a.
I mean, Kevin, we're a completely Canadian.
This is true. We're a completely Canadian group. Let me
the
open
audience
up here.
can do the calculations. We'll use our own. What we're
You
using.
give a Fahrenheit number, I couldn't tell you what it is.
Here you go. 40 degrees is 4 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay.
So that's
that's balmy.
That doesn't. Yeah, 4 degrees. You don't take any damage. But for every. So then let's see here. 30. Once it's -1, that's when you start taking damage. So once it's below freezing, that's when you start taking damage because it's outside of your comfortable temperature. Let's see here. Let's see here, low, high range.
So we really need to have fire at night.
So this is neat. I do like again, it's one of these things where
trying.
the rules are a little complicated to sort out in your head, but they really make sense. Like, it makes sense that you might be exposing yourself to frostbite once you get below fucking freezing.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's a clever mechanism. So let's see here. What you're expecting to get down to tonight is probably like -25.
Celsius?
Celsius, yeah, because it was fucking cold last night.
Holy shit.
Yeah, -13 Fahrenheit for those Americans listening.
That's cold.
Yeah, well, this is part of the reason why you were so cold last night. Is just that it was so frigid. So what it's going to be is a hard musculature roll. So you're just going to roll your flat musculature to travel through the day. If you fail that, you become dazed. And then once you don't start recovering from that until you spend an equal amount of time around being warm. So if you travel, say, 6 hours in the cold, and then you spend 6 hours resting at a campfire, you'll get that daze level back, and you won't take any damage. It's just a matter of finding the necessary firewood and then starting a fire.
So this is I used the PDF for this, but it's the total muscular count. So 57, and then
Yes.
D100 underneath that.
Yeah. Oh, you don't need to make it roll yet. You guys have not. You guys have a fire going right now.
Right,
You're still during the day. This is still fairly early in the day for your second. This is after your first night camping on the far side. This is the night after the night of traders. Or sorry, the day after the night of traders. So what do you guys want to do with your day today? I'm going to find there were rules for overland movement as well. I can tell you what the difficulty, like how far you'll be able to expect to get.
So Kevin, is this image accurate with the type of trees that's around here? Like, are they coniferous trees?
Yes, they are. Yeah, because this is well.
Because pine cones are an extremely good method of carrying the fire with us.
Good point.
So that we can try. I mean, there's still going to be a chance that you screw it up during the day, but
yeah,
we could try to bring the fire with us and make it much easier to start when we arrive every evening.
Yeah.
Using pine cones. At least that's what Jean will try to do while we travel.
Okay.
So like every 20 minutes picking up a couple pine cones and passing the burn to them, and then because I would have, let's see, what do I have?
Let's see here.
See if I have something to. I don't know how complete you made the character sheets as far as stuff we have with us. I know it's very limited, but
I left it to you guys to sort of judge how much. Yeah.
Well, my Warhammer is metal. I'm assuming that's a metal.
Yes, it is metal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I could use that to rig something then too, because I mean, you just can't hold the pine cones in your hand while they're smoldering, or
Yeah. Let's see here. No.
Yeah. You got to make a roll to not burn your hands and make a roll to not freeze.
If you've got a what do you call it? If you've got a like some kind of like hard leather though, like leather won't. You could keep a smoldering thing in there, right? It wouldn't burn.
Oh yeah, you're right. As long as it's just smoldering and not burning.
Yeah.
Well, you could keep it damp. I mean, there's plenty of snow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Wait,
see.
are we?
What?
I'm trying to keep it. You've lost me on the pine cones.
What? Okay, so part of the reason that we had trouble when we first got here is you had to light a fire, and it took you like 3 tries, and it's an hour each time, and you eventually like had to spend Joss to like try and light the fire.
Right.
And then we were like, oh, we should have just done that the first round because it was really important.
So it's gonna be 1 mile an hour that you'll be making the. Let's see here.
The journey.
Yeah.
I'm saying that pine cones make a good method of, like, so if you put them in the fire and then they start smoldering, and then you can take them out and use them to light a fire later, and you can keep burning them. Like, so you can, like, we're in a pine forest.
So
like every few kilometers, you pick up a new pine cone, or a couple of them, and you light them from the old ones, and then you keep the fire going with you, like a little smoldering ember.
Because the embers they'll just keep smoldering for a long time. So
yeah, pine cones smolder for a long time. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So we just need some sort of like metal container to store them in.
Yes.
It still has some air coming into it to keep the smoldering going, but then we can shelter from.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Because
I mean it's not a guaranteed thing, but it's gonna like make the fire starting way easier.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, at first I thought if we weren't moving, I got confused and I thought, well, I could just upturn my shield and we can keep the pine cones in there and they would smolder, but that doesn't help us if we're moving, and we also can't keep it from getting wet.
No. And that's hard to walk with your shield like that.
Yeah.
No.
We're trying to make this simple.
So 1.6
sure.
kilometers is how much you're going to be making per hour in this terrain.
Okay.
Because we got the map is measured in kilometers, so.
Right, and we can travel for, what did you say, 6 or 8 hours per day?
Your call. I mean, if you fail your check, well, I guess I'd make you make your day's check at the halfway point for your planned travel for the day, and then your speed, I believe, drops to half.
I mean, because if we go 6, then we're basically 10 kilometers a day. Like it's 9 point whatever.
Yep.
So we could just say we're trying to travel about 10 kilometers a day. It would be like 6 hours and 15 minutes or something.
Yeah. And the only risk of the day's thing would be if you encounter anything. Well, you would definitely be able to recover at your campfire at the end of the day. It's only a risk if you... and you can keep your eye out for better... Like, if you had better clothing on, the permissible zone, like the safe zone that you can operate in, is much more forgiving. If you were bundled up tightly, you're good. Your ideal temperature is down to 0. Tolerable temperature is down to minus 30 Fahrenheit, which is about as cold as it gets in here. If you can get yourself bundled up tightly with some cold weather clothing, you will not be affected by the cold. So, what do you guys wish to do today then? You have no rations stored up right now, at least not on you. You have water, so you're flush with your water rations for at least the day.
What time of the day is it right now that we're planning this?
Probably like 8:30 or 9 in the morning. Oh, no, because you spent quite a few hours. You know what? It's probably mid-afternoon.
Yeah, I think today we gather supplies to make the journey north. And we do this kind of planning that we've been talking about, like, so using some of our leather and making like a leather pouch that we can keep some smoldering pine cones in, and filling our water canteens because we have a water source here. Make sure that at least we have a day or two of water. Maybe we can do some hunting around here to see if we can kill some rabbits or find some berries or
Gwen has a bow.
Yeah.
That is very true.
And with hunting and tracking, you can also, it looks like, make game traps.
Oh, Yeah, I can try that.
Interesting.
I have that kind of hunting, right? So you can use your bow to...
I can't remember, does Jean have herbalism?
Herbalism. Oh, wait, they're alphabetical on the sheet, aren't they?
Yeah.
No.
No, okay. You do have...
Oh, but I have medicine.
Medicine is a thing. Oh, so actually, you can use that to try and improve your chances of recovery. If you guys want to do nothing and just apply your non-traditional or non-Western medicine, you can double the healing rate for both of you guys.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we try and do that today and get ready today? I hope that
you have training in nature attunement, right?
Yep.
You want to hear some good news?
Yes, I do like good news.
Because of that, you add 10% of the steep in nature attunement to your hunting and tracking and survival ratings.
Oh. So it's like you can magically attune to the
You've got to match as part of your sort of monk training is your natural your spiritual connection with the things. You also get bonuses to that also applies to agriculture, herbalism, nature science, geology, mineralogy, animal handling, fairy flora and fauna, and subterranean earth.
Awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a pretty versatile kind of connection. You don't really use it for much on its own, unless you want to. Oh, you could sense the purity of water. You can sense impending weather. All of it is a hard DR, but you were also able to blend with your surroundings at a DR of easy.
Oh, awesome.
I'm looking at page 193, Jeff, if you're curious.
Okay, I was wondering where you were reading all this. Yeah, 193.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about this before, too. This is one of the neat things the game does, is it nests a bunch of, abilities that are within each of the different, especially the ones that grant Heka. Each of those skills seems to have some special attunements, like Gwen's Endurance, actually, which we should fucking look up, because that actually might affect your ability here. Because Gwen has points in Endurance, right?
I believe so.
With an Endurance ability, I'm on page
31.
31. Okay, so I'm on page 165, Andrew.
165.
With the Endurance ability, a person is enabled to perform longer periods of exertion or undergo privation, discomfort, or pain with less suffering and for a longer period than normal.
Oh, so just like cola.
Each point of cold and heat will be borne to greater extremes by a person with endurance.
For each point of steep, enabled personas are empowered to perform or endure 1% longer than their actual norm. This includes going without air. Okay. All right.
So basically, that cold roll that you've got to make, that I mentioned, then what that would do is it would make it one easier.
Nice. Okay, that will help.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
That will be helpful. It's so handy.
Yeah.
To have. Isn't it great to have a book and be able to?
It actually is very nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and especially if Jean dips into any of her spells now, Jeff has access to all. I mean, you guys both have the Mythus magic, but Jeff has access to all the castings in the book, which is a little easier to navigate than the PDF.
Yeah, PDFs are tricky to be honest with you sometimes.
Well, especially the size of this one, I find it more when it's not indexed and there's no hyperlinks in it. It's a pain in the butt to navigate. But anyway, so what do you guys? Does that affect your being aware of those different abilities? Does that change your plan for today? Are you guys going to set some traps and try and go hunting?
Yeah, I think we try to. My take is that the predator birds may be back, but hopefully they're sated for at least today off the wolf meat, and so we have a bit of time to prepare here. Let's use today to set some traps, get some resources of our own, and then journey on tomorrow morning at first light.
Okay.
We want to make use of the daylight as best we can.
Okay. So Jean, let's see here. Let's do this. Are you guys planning on hunting together, or is one of you going to set traps and then the other one is going to hunt?
I mean,
I think I'm gonna. Well, you have the nature. I've got the bow. I think.
yeah. I think we split our duty. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have no idea how effective I'm gonna be at hunting, but we'll see.
Okay. So first thing we'll do is let's see what interesting stuff is happening today. Jeffrey, would you give us a D10 roll, please? There we go. A 9, okay. And then, let's see. Let's see if, why don't you make Gwen give us an easy hunting check. See if you can pick up a trail of something. I think it's less a matter of stumbling across something and more a matter of finding a trail. And this will be your first hour of...
how would I get... I don't have hunting itself, though.
If you don't have hunting itself, you're not...
I can't.
You
I
can't.
do
No,
it, right?
You're going to need to let John take care of that.
So then, Jeff,
Sorry
what
about
were
that.
we splitting? Because like the fact that I have a longbow doesn't necessarily help us if I don't have the skill necessary to actually.
Right.
Hunt.
So normally if you're cooperating on something, what you get to do is combine the two, your steep ratings, but Gwen's got no training in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you think you could do?
Aside from some looking for more
What if this? You've got your handicrafts jacked up right now. Why don't you give us, while he's away, why don't you make that thing to contain the pine cone that Jean suggested?
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I think it's probably an easy handicraft check.
All right, let's see. Hey.
Nice. Now the difficulty with Jean, I don't know if you've got a ranged weapon.
You can borrow my bow.
No, that's why I was saying I would do the traps and snares version of.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's do this. Why don't you give us?
I imagine that's how she probably catches things when she's hunting.
Yeah.
So she's not hunting for big game; she's hunting for.
So this place is replete with life. So why don't you give us a? It'll be a moderate hunting test, but you can spend Joss if you want to modify that.
Right, and okay. This wasn't one of the things that I got a bonus from my nature attunement, or it was?
Hunting, I think, is, yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that, like the actual.
Let's see here.
Where it said which skills.
It's on page 193.
Yeah, and I didn't see that part.
Right where it says personal relationships, the sub area enables the person to add 10% of the steep to hunting and tracking and survival.
Oh, there. Oh, 10%. Okay.
Yeah, 10% of whatever your score is in it.
Okay, so if I have let's see, nature attunement. So I had 3.6.
Yeah.
So it's 3. Or do you round up?
Round down.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 3.
Okay.
So my hunting. Where's my hunting?
You can actually modify that permanently too. Like there is a chart in one of the magazines that gives a cross reference for all the different cross training bonuses.
Oh, like I could just add 3 to it.
To your to your hunting. I didn't bother to go through for the purpose because when we thought this was gonna be just a one and done to try the system out, I didn't bother to add those in.
Right, you didn't do all the little details. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's try it. And sorry, what did you say the difficulty was?
The difficulty is moderate right now.
Okay, and so I could change it to
Easy with one
routine?
Joss.
Oh, we're not using the.
No, let's
wait,
use
we're
the bigger steps. I want to do
Yeah, let's do. I'll do that because I really want to guarantee that we have some food for this trip. So I'm gonna roll that.
Excellent. Okay. Let's say your steep is a 3. Why don't we roll? Let's say in the day's trapping. Let's say 3d3 meals you'll be able to make out of this.
Cool.
It's three meals a day is what you require.
Right. So roll 3d3s.
Okay. That's what you'll collect at the end of the day.
Oh wow!
Okay, nice
Come
job.
on, roll 20. You never give me such nice things.
So there's gonna be like a rabbit, maybe a squirrel. That there's a couple of game that you manage to trap in your little traps near the end of day. It only takes you about an hour of fussing around. Let me check the cold. Why don't you give us a?
So I'm gonna put down 9 meals. And you said we need to eat 3 a day to be
Yep. And why don't you give us a hard musculature roll for this, just setting all those traps.
That's like the top muscular thing?
Yeah, whatever the full muscular category is. Okay. Remember, the nomenclature is trait, category, attribute.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Trait.
George says, greetings everyone, I'm hoping to jump in soon to help out my companions. And Drek says, bring food and matches.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so like 54. Okay, so roll. Oh, whoops, I didn't click if it was hard or anything.
You can just go ahead. It was a hard check.
Okay, so it was 1-to-1.
Yeah. So all it means is like the hour you spent going to set the things, you're going to need to sit for an hour around the fire to shake that day's condition because you're just frozen.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Gwen, how did your handicraft? Nice success. So Gwen has managed to put together something to store the pine cones. So what I'll do is I'll improve the DR of setting fire by 1.
Nice.
When you start it, that'll be the reflect your clever use there. So it's really just the rest of the day is a matter of sitting around and waiting. Is there anything that you guys wish to do? Now let me see here.
Well, maybe I'll try to do my my attune with the nature to feel out the coming weather.
Yes, good plan. Good plan. So that one, I believe. Did it say hard for that?
Yeah, DR so. Hard for any of it.
Okay.
But it's interesting because it says you're able to sense impending weather, what is absolutely going to happen in 24 hours, and weeks, months, and seasons in general. All of it as DR Hard.
Okay.
So it's interesting that it's like the same difficulty, but it's like giving you I see, because you know absolutely the next 24 hours and you have a general idea of the weeks, months, and year ahead.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Right. It's just your knowledge of it fades over time. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Maybe I haven't done it like this in a long time, so I'm not going to adjust this one. I'm just going to roll it with the 36. So it's like,
see, that's special success. Come on.
So it's hard. Hard is 1-to-1, right?
Hard is 1-to-1. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's good. So it's like about a 1 in 3 chance here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, yes! Look at that. All right. So then why don't you each give us a D3 roll, please? Here we go. No, I don't need that. I just need a D6 roll from you.
Here, I got it.
From one of you guys. 5. Okay.
Oh, okay. Good. Go with yours.
So what you can sense is that there's warmer winds that are coming in from across the ocean. However, what that is going to bring with it
Storms.
Sleet.
Oh. Yeah.
Your ability to survive in the conditions like this are affected by whether you are wet or dry. So if you're traveling and sleet is beginning to come down, then yeah, that's not going to be good. But let's why don't you give us? I'll take Andrew's roll for the next one. So let's hear. There's a warming trend coming, though. There's a bit of a weird warm weather pattern that it seems to be coming in. So tomorrow is going to be warmer, but you're going to get that sleet with it, and the warming trend you can feel, Jean, for the next week seems to be continuing on.
Okay, so we might get wetter, but at least it's warmer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If I have to be wet, that's
What I can tell you is without hunting something, like actually hunting, trying to track something and track it down, you're not going to find a large enough pelt to be able to make, well, I mean, at least not unless you do days and days and days of this trapping,
Right.
To make enough to stitch enough. Well, I think the problem there would be you would run out of thread probably.
Yeah, like I think, we wouldn't have brought enough for that. I think that we don't necessarily, I mean, unless we want to hunt together, we could do that if we find a better hunting ground. We're like in this kind of tight valley here. It's probably not the best place to for a bigger hunt. So
Yep.
like, let's move somewhere. I mean, the wolves here were starving, so
Yeah.
I mean, again, though, like I can't unless there's a mechanic.
No,
in the game for me
but
to
I
learn
can-
how to.
No, I can hunt it down. So like I track down the deer and you shoot it with a bow. Like we work together, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like
duh.
I do the hunting, but like when we get there, I'm like, okay, shoot it. There it is.
Fortunately, the two of you you're both quite stealthy, so the stalking part of it is not a problem. Another neat use of hunting is you can use it to cover the basically the spoor, the smell of one of your allies.
Cool.
What are you saying about me, Kevin?
Well, you're a big burly warrior woman who has not,
I smell of daisies and rainbows. Mm-hmm. And shanty towns.
Yeah, so you can try and help someone conceal themselves in the natural surroundings. So that's pretty good. Okay. Then, if there's anything else you said you wanted to try and make use of one of your spells again? Done? Or your castings?
Do heal.
Yeah, so your castings, Jeff, where I was getting them from, you have all the general tutelary and basic tutelary. It's 107 and 110 of Mythus Magic. Your healing charm that we were using last time is found on page 112.
Yeah, that's the one, the prayer that I was using.
Yep. Yeah, it's a formula, so it takes you 2.5 minutes.
It's the healing minor formula? Is that the correct one?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
And that one costs you 35 for each attempt with it.
2d3 points of damage per 10 steep. Right. And it was... Right. And it was hard? Where did you see the difficulty?
You were mentioning that you wanted to do a little extra damage, Jeff. Take a look at the smiting charm at the bottom of page 112. Duomer imbues the subject as a charm, which means it takes 1 CT to cast. It lasts for 1 BT per steep, so that's 30 seconds per steep. And for every 10 points in your caster's steep, in your priestcraft, you gain 1 point each in physical muscular capacity and power. And power is the one that affects the amount of damage you get, the damage bonus you get.
Oh, cool. So in Priestcraft, I have PDF.
You got 30, don't you?
Sounds right. Yeah, 32. So it's +3.
Yeah.
Right. So it's +3 to physical,
Capacity.
muscular capacity, and power.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that lasts, again, like you've got 30. That is 30 seconds. So that's 15 minutes it lasts.
Oh, cool. And what's a CT? That's like a
Combat
turn?
critical turn. Critical turn
Yeah.
is 3 seconds. The BT is the battle turn, lasts 30 seconds, which is 10. Each of the ones goes up by 10. And then AT is your action turn. That one is 5 minutes.
Where do you see the time it takes to cast?
Time it takes to cast, it tells you with what kind of spell. The last word in it, cantrip, spell, formula, that will tell you how long it takes to cast and how many gestures you need to make. And then you can find all that information on page 27 of Mythus Magic. Because it's always the same. So formula requires 2.5 minutes.
I see.
Okay. Charm only takes 1 CT.
Right. Okay. So it's the type. Because it's a charm, it's 1 combat turn, and then I increase 2 of my physical, muscular attributes by 3 for 15 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, and that's also the save that I need to make to see how well I did.
No, that's your muscular category.
Oh, and but I thought that was the sum of the 3 things.
Oh, yeah, it would. Yeah. But I mean, like 15 minutes is. Do you mean for against a cold, or do you mean against
I guess it wouldn't really matter there because it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, it would. See here. Plus, what's your muscular power right now?
So my power is 17.
That would raise plus 3 damage, and that'd be with each of your attacks. And capacity plays into your physical resistance and what you use to, like, to attack with non-lethal.
Wow. So this spell would raise my damage by +3 for 15 minutes, essentially.
Exactly.
And it would make me a little tougher in my capacity as well.
Well, it would also make you more effective with non-lethal because your back for your non-lethal. Remember, you're comparing it against the physical resistance of your target.
Yeah.
It would boost it up by 3 because it's your combat. You're steep in hand-to-hand non-lethal plus your PM cap attribute, so it boosts that by 3 as well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So. I distracted you from your healing thing, though. Is that what you want to spend your...
Yeah, I think that makes sense to do that.
Okay.
So it's a formula. So formula takes 5 battle turns.
So it's 2.5 minutes?
2.5 minutes.
Yeah. And with a grade 2 casting, you have a 64%.
Yeah. Okay, so which is the same as clicking Priestcraft and selecting
Moderate.
Moderate?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Priestcraft at Moderate.
There we go.
Nice.
So that's what, 6d3 that you heal back.
Yeah. Still use. So roll 63. Nope.
It's
Slash roll.
Threw dice at my head.
Oh man. I haven't done that for a long time. Oh, that's terrible.
9 back.
Oh man. 9. Okay, where's my damage?
Your token will adjust it if you just adjust your red bar.
Oh right. Yeah.
So that brings you down to
19. I guess I should do another one.
Okay. So I'm
Might
at
as well.
35 hecka for that one.
Yeah, I'll just adjust it after I
Sure.
do them. so that I don't have to. All right, priestcraft, medium, moderate. Come on, no!
It's not a special failure, so it just means you
It's
spent.
close though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was a 94.
Okay. So that one just again still having some difficulty focusing. You want to try again?
Yeah, I'll do one more.
Okay.
That will call it good for the day.
What is your
Save
heck
some of
at
my-
right now?
Just 1 sec. I'll tell you. It's no, another failure. Oh, another 90. So that takes me down 105. So I have 193 left.
Okay. So if there's nothing, is there anything else you guys wish to do during the day? Or are you sort of sitting around the fire, planning for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I think mostly just resting. I think Gwen though is going to be like periodically will get up and just kind of walk to the edge of the camp and try to perk her ears and I'll look out into the forest to see if like just to keep an ear out, an eye out for those owls,
Yeah,
just in case.
sure. Okay. So what is your physical perception?
Let me see. Physical perception. Oh. Wait. Which? Oh.
I can tell you, it's not.
PDF.
You don't hear. You don't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
I was making a secret roll for you. That's not a thing in this game, but I like that from PF2 quite a
Physical
bit. So
perception is 38 for reference. But
yeah, so you're checking, and yeah, it's not.
yeah. Okay.
Nothing
Cool.
throughout the day. The reason I asked is because I think then that gives you about 4 hours where you're just sitting around the fire. You're resting, but I think that you've got some anxieties here, Jean. Does that sound right?
Oh yeah, I would say so.
So then what that tells you, you've got at least 3 skills that give you Heka. That means you can gain 18 Heka back for each of those hours.
Okay.
So that'll be 18 times 4. 40.
Right. 72.
72, there you go. Okay. Then you slip out. You go and collect your snares. Why don't you give us another hard muscular category? Just a muscular check. Not as bad this time. I think once you start getting some of those, snagging some of those things you caught, you realize like you're going to have an actual meal tonight. Maybe you're not going to let Gwen anywhere near cooking this stuff. But
Hey, I'm trying.
so here's what I'll let you do. There's no
Do
roll.
I do it? I'll do.
I'm not making you make a roll to try and cook this stuff. We did that sort of thematically for last time. But if you make a successful roll, what I'll let you do is you'll smoke the other ones so they will not spoil.
Okay.
What do you think, guys?
Can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do that. So
I like that.
handicraft.
And I think you, thanks to Gwen's meal, you've had 1 meal today already. You just need 2 more. Each.
Moderate, I assume.
Moderate,
hard?
yeah. I think just moderate given the circumstances. Nice. So, of the 9 that you brought back, you guys can. Do you want me to make a party sheet for you guys?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think 3 sessions warrants a
definitely.
party sheet.
This is when around when Let's see here. What's that sound I hear, guys? Is it the sound of? Where is he here?
Hopefully, it's the sound of our compatriot.
Yeah, he is currently having a random encounter with getting his son to bed.
Yeah. Probably.
That's a DC. That's a DC 30 encounter
Most
at the best of
definitely.
times.
Okay. And as is tradition here, guys, we have gone with the customary treasure goblin or badonk
Ah, yes. Very nice.
for our party loot. You guys should be able to edit that. So you have, assuming you ate 4 of those things, you've got 5 preserved rations.
Nice.
Those will not spoil for at least a week.
Nice.
Okay.
See, John, I'm good for something.
Yes.
So then,
Ouch.
let's see
You
if
are.
anything of interest happens tonight. Why don't you, Jeffrey, give us a D10 roll, please.
D10.
Ooh. So at night, you guys are swapping off. I'm taking it your watches. So let's see who evens will be Gwen. Yeah, Gwen, you're on watch. When what you can hear, and again, like the night, it still is overcast tonight, but and still quite cold tonight. Though a bit of a warming wind coming in, you can hear at some point in the pitch of night the flapping of wings. Or maybe your ears are, maybe they're playing tricks on you. Gwen, why don't you give us a physical perception check? See if we can hear what's going on out there.
Oh boy, oh boy. Okay.
This will be a moderate check. Sorry, I should have given it difficulty.
Perception. Oh, that's mental.
Unless I
Perception,
say
physical.
otherwise, you guys can
There
assume
you
that
go.
it's going to be a moderate check. I think I'll just say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The game intends
That's a good
to, I think,
idea.
most things to be moderate if you're making a roll. So, okay, so Gwen, this is a matter of second night in the wild. You're recognizing that, and you spent most of your day trying to listen for this shit. You're realizing that sound carries extraordinarily well in here. So, whatever that sound may be, it's not close by. It just sounds like it's close by.
Okay. Oh. That's gonna unnerve me quite a bit, though. Because I didn't see these things.
No, you still haven't seen them.
I just saw the results, and I'm kind of freaked out by the results. So
Let's do this. Why don't you give us a moderate... metaphysical check, please. That's your willpower.
I just gotta use a PDF for that one, right? Because that's not a skill. That's
not
No, it's at the top of the.
Metaphysical is, yeah, it's one of your two spiritual skills. Or stats.
right. Yeah, my metaphysical. Okay, yeah, my metaphysical is 41.
Okay, so 82 or less.
There is a dice for it in the game
Nice.
on the sheet.
Okay.
It's on the main page. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's like where all your characteristics are.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one that gives it the 1 or 0
Yeah.
result, the binary. So, Gwen, you
But you
hear it,
succeeded.
but it's not unnerving you. You know, however freaked out you may have been when you first saw this thing, you've spent the day trying to sort of getting yourself psyched up for this fight. That's a success on the check, so you're not gripped by at least not enough fear for it to affect your abilities. What do you do?
I'll probably. Well. Wait, John, are you sleeping right now?
Jean will be sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna necessarily wake her, because if I think that they're like, I think I can hear them, but I'm not 100% sure. And at any rate, they don't sound like super close. They just sound like they're in the area.
Yeah.
So for now, no reason to wake Jean until I have something a bit more concrete. Let her sleep. But I'm gonna go walk back to the camp and just grab my bow.
Okay.
Just keep that with me now, and it'll be out with
Okay.
an arrow, not like notched, but
So-
bow in one hand, arrow in the other.
Officially, the first house rule I implemented actually is placing arrows, because I love that rule from Ash. Normally, if you have to reload, Like your first shot is super fast with a bow, but after that you have to reload each round, so you get a penalty to it. If you place your arrows, it is a 4 as opposed to a 9.
Oh, this game has penalties for loading up your. Okay.
Yeah, so like if you've
like an extra step.
If you've got an arrow knocked in your crossbow or your bow or whatever else, then you only use the weapon speed. But if you have to, once you start reloading, you get slower.
Right.
From a quiver, it's -9 to your initiative score. But if you've got arrows planted, it's a -4.
Okay. All right, that's cool. That's a cool mechanic for sure. Logically, I mean, just in physics, it's odd to me because like this motion would be a lot quicker than bending over, picking up, and then this motion.
In theory, you are kneeling to stabilize, that actually has a mechanical benefit. If you take a look, just because we're talking about ranged weapons right now.
Oh, you mean take a look in our wonderful handy.
Exactly. Take a look at page 225.
Guys, every time I have opened this book to reference something you've shown me, I have found a different, unique colored photo.
There are awesome colored photos in it. It's actually the one thing that's disappointing a little bit about the magic one is they didn't do that in the magic one.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're so cool. Yeah, like that's awesome one.
That is weird the magic one didn't, because honestly, the other ones, like Aerith, Epic of Aerith, the Bestiary, they both have it. Necropolis does not. Okay, so look, I'm looking at nature of shot. If it's normal, there's no modifier. But if you brace, so you got it like up against a wall or against a low surface, you get +5 or +10. If you're kneeling when you're shooting, it's +10. And careful is if you spend 1 round aiming, then you get +15.
Okay.
And a snapshot is
cool.
ducking out from behind cover and taking a shot and then ducking back behind, it looks like. What I'd probably also rule for snapshot is if you don't want to take that -9 penalty, you can just take the snapshot penalty to your skill and not have to apply that initiative modifier. So there's a couple of neat ways you can really increase your chances of hitting people. The elevation thing is also a sweet thing. If you're firing an arrow from horseback against things on foot, it's +15 to hit. And that can stack. So if you are, like, let's say Gwen cleverly puts herself on a perch, and shooting down, she's kneeled down to stabilize herself and is shooting down into a bunch of enemies, it's +30 to your back before you make your attack rolls with your missile weapon. So, anyway, so does Gwen, getting back to the thing, does Gwen plant some arrows out there as well then, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I think that makes some sense. Like 4, I guess.
Okay.
I'll plant.
All right, sounds good. So you take your spot, and then, fortunately, nothing comes from it.
Okay.
The sound doesn't come back, but Jean, I think maybe you sort of stir awake, and you can see that Gwen is keeping watch with her long self bow in her hand. She didn't wake you up to take her turn. So you want to give her a chance to get some rest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Of course.
And what do you think you say to her when you see her on watch like that?
I mean, I think if I wake up, I'd probably whisper.
Okay.
Is something there?
I thought so. I thought I heard owl noises, but it was some time ago, and I have not heard anything since. I think we're okay.
Okay, good.
I'll pick up my arrows and put them back in my quiver.
Well, you better get some rest.
I look out into the sky and just kind of nod. Yeah. Do you want my bow?
I don't know if she's got any useful training in it.
Oh yeah, Gwen doesn't know this.
Yeah.
She's just.
I think I would just say, sure, just set it there, like somewhere convenient that I can get to it. Like,
Sure. And I'll leave the 4 arrows in the ground, and just place the bow and the quiver beside a tree there where you're gonna be around. And then
I'm not actually going to use it, but it might make
bed.
Gwen feel better to think that I could.
Sure.
Like to protect us.
And then I'll go to bed.
Okay. All right. So you are able to get asleep. So let's hear. Then, Jean, you're going to get, I'm going to assume 6 hours of sleep.
Oh, sorry. Is what I got so far? Okay.
Yeah, then you have 6
Total?
hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So what you would, let's see here. Resting without disturbance. That is 36 Heka. Per day. Oh, sorry, 36 Heka per hour that you're going to get back from sleeping. Okay. No. I'm saying corrected here. 72 Heka per hour because you're sleeping.
Oh, wow.
And your let's see here. That would be priestcraft uses.
That's all my Heka.
Yeah. What is your metaphysical category?
43.
43. That means you'll also get 86 back on top of that for sleeping for 6 hours.
Okay, that almost can fill me from right empty. So that's good
nice
to know for the future.
Yeah, as long as you get that undisturbed sleep, you can get yourself.
Yeah, that is like almost exactly my Heka total. So.
Excellent. Also, let's see here. I was checking healing because I forgot where that chart is, and I think I'm looking in the wrong area right now. Let's see here. Once again, for those listening at home, this game still is fairly new to us, so apologies. What I need to do is put together a cheat sheet this weekend as well, with all of these little situational rules on it.
Well, and this is probably one of the more complicated games we've played.
Most definitely, yeah, most definitely.
And what I guess what I mean by that is just that there's pretty much a good rule for everything, so it's kind of worth.
Yeah, and it's a matter of learning those things. Okay, here we go. What is the your physical muscular, guys?
54, and I think yours is 57. Gwen.
Yes. You are correct.
It's 47. Okay, you each recover then overnight 2.5 damage.
Oh, nice.
So if you haven't.
Oh, and you said I could roll medicine, you thought, to help with that?
That's if you spend the whole day sort of like recovering.
Oh, that's if you spend the day on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, did you say 5?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Yeah. So we were spending multiple days if we were fast forwarding through some downtime. That's what we would do. It's like in a week's time, we would multiply whatever, we compare your category to whatever the amount is. So that would be like 21 in a week of healing for you guys. Right. So, okay. So that's how much you've healed overnight. Is 2 overnight, I guess. We don't track the 0.5, so you unfortunately lose that benefit. Gwen, so you.
Oh, so you only gain that if you did multiple days of
Yes,
long
if
term. Right, it's not like 2 one day and 3 the next.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it that way. That gives you the benefit of the higher stats. So let's do it that way. You guys recover because you did recover 2 last time. Let's do 3 this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So with morning coming, Jean, you're feeling refreshed. 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 Yeah, your skin.
Yeah.
And
hey, I am feeling a little more refreshed.
Kevin, I know you made a Lovecraft reference earlier, but let's not. There's no need to actually go there.
All right. So, what do you guys wish to do today? You can tell that the snow is falling down, but it's that wet, heavy snow. It's warmer today, so it'll be a little easier to travel. but with the getting wet, it is going to be a challenge. And also, shit, if it's sleeting all day too, wherever you get with your start your next campfire, that's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, you got your pine cones, so it'll make it a little easier. But
well, yeah, I'm also gonna be really watchful of that. I mean, I know I succeeded on my check to devise a system or device or container to keep them safe, but I'm going to be paying extra attention to it as well as we move.
Oof. So we still are, because of the wet, even with the bit of a warming trend that comes in during the day, because you're wet, it shrinks your tolerable range. So you are going to have to make, unfortunately, another hard muscular check.
Well, because we're all weighted down and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys are fortunately quite, like, you guys are both really impressive physical specimens, so you're, and Jean, before you guys set out, do you wish to make use of any of your castings?
Yeah, why don't I just do, like, a prayer on each of us here? It's only 2.5 minutes. It's not that long, so...
and it goes without saying, when I collect my bow and my quiver and the arrows I put in the ground.
Yep. Special success.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. So it's a maximum heal. So that's 3 times 6 is 18.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Was that on you, Jean, or was that on Gwen?
Well, I was going to say that I would probably have done mine even before Gwen woke up.
Yep.
Like,
okay.
While I was
so you're completely restored.
Yeah, look at that.
Awesome.
Back to 0.
Okay. Also,
amazing.
Keep note, you got a special success in your priestcraft today.
Oh, right. Is there a checkbox for that?
There isn't.
Stupid here. Hold on. I did the healing wrong. I added instead. I forgot. I got to subtract, right?
Yes, because you track damage up.
Right.
So subtract 3 from it in total.
I'm just gonna record it over.
Yeah, sure. Just to remind me that happened.
There we go.
What do you think this? What does this represent? Like, is this reconnecting with the spiritual?
Yeah, I think that, like, we've been here long enough, and I know I said, like, last session that Jean was spending time, like, changing the flow of energy in this little camp they've been making.
Yeah,
I think maybe today, and it's kind of sad that we're leaving, she's got the balance right. She's finally got, like, the fire is here, these stones I've laid out for cooking are here. It's like almost like a little camp that she's comfortable in finally.
Well, also with your natural attunement, I mean, there is that otherworldly connection you've got with nature as well too. So however harsh or foreign this may have felt at first too, it may be after 2 days feeling more like your attunement with it is on the same metaphysical.
Totally. And that's kind of the way I envisioned the character too, is like she and part of the reason she likes traveling is, like, as she spends time in a place, it does become a home for time. Yeah. And I think that maybe it's that when that feeling gets too comfortable is when she moves on. Like, it's nice. She likes the, I guess it's sort of like the idea of someone who's addicted to the, like, first phase of falling in love with someone, like the puppy love part, and then like she doesn't want the long-term love, she just wants to find a new place to have this new love with. Well,
it's like the new job honeymoon, right? Like when all you're doing is comparing the
same idea. New job honeymoon. It's like, so new place honeymoon is what that's totally what she craves, and so she finally is starting to
Gwen,
get that.
Let's see how the prayer goes for Gwen then.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Moderate. Now, if Roll20 was listening to that, great role playing.
Let's see.
It would give another success.
Another success. Nice. So that is 6d3 that's restored.
Yeah.
I mean, she is fully restored already. She's only down to 5 damage right now.
Yeah, I mean, even if you rolled ones, I would.
There you go. 11's pretty good too.
Oh, nice. And we are heading out feeling real good.
Yep.
I think that energy sort of passes to Gwen. Maybe, Maybe we'll eat one of these meals before we leave too. So maybe I've got like some smoked squirrel nicely plated out for you.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, nice.
So that means you guys have so cross off one meal from your store there, and then in spite of it being it's going to be an unpleasant day of travel, it seems like it's likely to be. I mean, you're in as good spirits and feeling as hardy as you could. And I mean, hardly knowing you two, I mean, this is not the first time you found yourself in a situation where you're just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and then like, oh right, okay, we're in danger, but it's manageable danger right now. I mean, this is nothing compared. Do you remember the time you got left on that island? So
that was horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah. That's just not a breeze in comparison. So, guys, let's do a couple of things here. Jeffrey, first, would you give us a D10 roll?
Uh-oh.
How your day's looking?
5.
Okay. And you know what I'm doing is I'm switching up the numbers after each roll. So you
okay, good. So
yeah,
it's not
so
obvious.
you don't always know. Yeah. I'm cycling stuff through in one direction. That feels with the flow chart for the decipher unknown device thing. That's what I'm doing is adapting. Okay, so that's here. That is a 5. Oh, mama. I think I have encounter tables in here too. Let's see. Am I wrong? Am I remembering this wrong? I am completely remembering it wrong from there. We'll take our mid-session break in a second as well, guys. And then maybe, fingers crossed, we'll have you'll stumble across a wizard.
Yeah, it might be perfect timing if it works out.
Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, sweet. Okay, so I found. Remember I was saying before I couldn't figure out where the percentage of encounter is? It's in Epic of Aerith. In the setting book. Because each different location, cool. It's got a completely different chance of encountering stuff. That's wild. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Because they've got an encounter table that's just weird encounters. Okay. Okay. So, guys, let's first, before we take our break, why don't you give us your hard musculature? Although yours is actually going to be moderate, Gwen, because of your endurance. Remember, your endurance skill increases your ability to resist cold.
Right. So my moderate so moderate is just straight.
Moderate is 2 times. Hard is the flat number.
Hard is straight, and then moderate.
Yeah,
is
you
times.
should only fail with a 98 or whatever, 99.
Special failure.
Yeah, I've got 57, so I gotta get 114 or lower.
Yeah.
Okay. So just don't roll a 99. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So Gwen, you're okay. Sean?
Oh, come on. So close too.
Gwen, yeah. So the cold is, and I mean it's sleet. It's like -10, and you're just getting. Well, no, during the day it would be actually. It's close to freezing right now. It's just with the sleet, it just makes you feel a hell of a lot colder. So Gwen, once again, you can tell that John is just like she's keeping up with you, but by about midday, she's really starting to slow down quite a bit. And as you are making your way along, let's do this. Why don't you each give a... Or who would like to roll for surprise for you guys? So I don't think either of you guys, either you or what you're coming across, will be aware of you. So let's see if you can try and avoid this. Who's feeling lucky?
Well, I just imagine that you're probably being more perceptive because, I mean, it's easy for you to survive the weather, and it's Jean is struggling with it, so...
Sure.
Yeah. Can do. Sorry, so percentage.
So this will be, let's see here.
Perception.
Case, okay, so natural surprise. One representative of each rolls a percentile. The HPs win, the hero personas win if their result is equal to or lower than that of the game master. So when I roll mine first, guys, and I'll tell you what you're rolling against so you'll know. I'll roll in chat here. D100. So 63 or less for you to see this thing before it sees you.
Here we go.
You got it, Gwen.
Oh no!
So I think you see at one point that Zhang is just feeling, feeling really worn down, and you're like, let's just take a break, and let me. I'm going to move you over to a different frozen map. I think I loaded a ton of these. Let's see here. Did I? Here you go, library. Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's use this one. Just to give you a little change in scenery, although it will look very similar to what you were in before. Put that on the old map layer. Let me grab all of your characters here. Wishful thinking, we'll grab Alexander as well. Guys, this is where you are. So... because of the thing I chose, I guess I'll let you fill up your flasks once again.
Nice.
So your water's topped up. Gwen, John, you're sitting down and kind of just trying to catch your breath. And I'm picturing you're sitting kind of on those. And if we're going to go fairly literally here, it's like sitting around here on these stones here.
Yeah.
And Gwen, you can tell that Jean is quite, quite in need of some rest. This cold weather is really getting to her. Mm-hmm. That's when you hear the growl.
Growl? That's not what I expected.
And what you can see right behind you.
Great.
With elevation about, let's say about 5 feet back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit.
A huge bear.
I was this close to thinking like, wait. You felt so bad for me that my first owlbear encounter was so like I just didn't get to do a damn thing. You're like, okay, smartass, here you go. Here's another one.
So why don't we take our mid-session break right now, guys? Then we'll come back and we will see what happens when Gwen and Jean met a bear.
What a beastly guy.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Okay, so we'll be back momentarily, folks. All right, let's get a token set up here for our Ursine friend here. Let's see. Bear. Giant beaver, love it. The player's probably less, so. Okay. Alrighty. Now, okay, how many? What's physical trait here? Oh boy, my goodness. Oh, mama. Bear is no joke. Okay, then that's going to be 26. All right. Let's quickly read what we got here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. The players will very quickly learn there is a special trait this thing has where it's basically got something they have to do enough damage to start before it starts taking actual damage because it's so damn tough. That is, bears are no joke, my goodness. Okay.
Hey, boo-boo. Want to be my picnic?
I've seen, like, one of the things that sometimes is lost in some other RPGs is how, like, normal animals end up becoming, once you get to a certain point, they're really not a challenge anymore. Like you guys in Night Below, you guys would, like, no individual bear would ever be a threat for you guys. Yeah. As is right, I guess, for that game, but man, bears are no fucking joke in this. Holy smokes. Oh, does it mean Joss?
Which, I mean,
Yeah.
they should still be. I mean,
Yep.
normal creatures should still pose, well, sure, I guess if you're, especially in like 5th or whatever, if you're a level 12 party of 4, I suppose a bear, a single bear.
Well, and it's capturing a different kind of experience, right? Like, this is a much more, this is a more pulpy,
I was gonna say, more pulpy.
Yeah, it's not quite the combat, and again, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's not the combat simulator that, like, combat in any of the D&Ds or the what do you call it, the PF2 is, or either the Pathfinders.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different.
That is true. And it's also not to say that, you can also just scale anything you want in the other games.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you know, like there's no reason why a level 12 5th edition party couldn't fight 3 bears that are each, you know,
I think to justify the
appropriately.
fiction though, because like if you're playing a level based game, the expectation is that there are challenges that you will surpass at a certain point, and those things.
Yeah, I suppose.
And if you screw with the, you know, I don't disagree that you can absolutely, like, if you are open to tweaking the difficulties going along, then that is absolutely mechanically doable. It's just thematically, I think the feeling is that you surpass certain adversaries as you gain levels and you start facing different
fair.
things, right?
That's fair. I've often just kind of wondered at the idea that, like, it kind of baffles me because it cuts the other way too. That it's kind of bothers me that a level 12 party of 4 players, like, in a city, if they piss off, like, why would you ever listen to any government authority once you hit that level?
Yep.
Because no guard in the city can stand against you. I mean, of course, the easy answer is, well, yes, but you're the GM, so there could be a bottomless pit of guards to throw at them, and eventually you'll wear them down. But, like, if it takes 100 guards dying before the party goes, then, like, you know, anyway. Anyway.
All right. So
You converted me, man. Like, well, I threw my party at a endless, like, throng of like 40 slaver bad guys last week, and it was interesting to see them change the way they approach things. Like, they started thinking very tactically, like, oh, we got to block off this corridor, and, like, we line up 3 of them to, like, narrow how many can come at us at once, and we hold actions and wait. I was like,
it's awesome.
I mean, I made them like 12 hit points each. So they were stupidly easy to kill, but it was more that psychological factor of they were clearly responding to it, going, "Oh my god, there's so many of them," and it was freaking them out.
That's, again, like, for the combat. I don't mean to the combat simulator in a bad way. Like, that's you can really make really fun encounters, and when players, it's not just like make a decision based on the character sheet. If they're reading the encounter and having to make tactical decisions that are rewarding, like using choke points or, you know, focusing fire or whatever they're doing, it makes for really fun stuff. All right, so let me add you guys into the initiative order here. You are surprised, so this thing will have to move up on you. Now, let me double check the rules for surprise. I think he gets 1 combat turn worth of attacks on you.
Yeah, I think that's what happened when we surprised the guards.
Yeah, and then you guys, so there the 2 different ways that you can get surprised. There's natural surprise, where 2 people stumble on each other and it's just a chance of who notices who first. And then there's the ones where you're sneaking up on somebody. You guys got the 2 combat rounds because you got that special success on the...
Oh, right, yeah, we snuck right up on them. Right.
Yeah. So I think it is just 1, though. Let's see here. Oh, that's cool. So let's say you guys had the natural surprise. You roll 1d10. That's how many free CTs you have to either retreat and hide or just decide to fight. And if you're fighting, then you get 1 CT to attack before the other one. So, like, let's say you came across this bear and you guys did want to fight it. You could spend like 1 CT planting arrows, and then someone else could go on another side. So, like, there's an interesting ticking clock element if you want to try and if you were the ones that surprise them. Or just to get the fuck out of dodge, right? Or to make use of a casting to make yourself invisible or whatever. So that's cool. So it means only 1 CT I've got to attack you. That is just devastating. This game is complete bullshit.
Rage quit.
All right, so let's see here. Let's see. It's going to have to scamper up because it's moving. It's minus 15. I'm going to roll randomly to see who it's prioritizing. Evens is Gwen once again. Odds. Oh, Jean, you're looking so tasty down there. What is it with you and wildlife in here? Fortunately, you have that natural avoidance. What's your dodge? Is it minus 5, right?
Yeah, I believe it's minus 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's minus 20 to these. So you hear this roar above you as this thing goes up, and 1 massive paw comes down at you, Jean. Oh, it's a fucking narrow miss. So over your head, a second
Stuck out of the way barely.
massive pop barely misses you again. Get it, Bear? Because no.
I feel like that is the
Tough crowd.
5% coming in. Like, this is her dodging these crazy swipes.
And then that massive maw comes down.
Dangerous looking mouth.
A miss as well. Yeah, this is huge damage. You know how you get your damage bonus because you're a high physical? So do monsters in this.
Oh, yeah.
So that was its first round. This thing is basically engaged with Jean right now. Gwen, you're within, I think, striking distance because your sword has a 2-foot reach. Remember, you do not need to spend an action drawing weapons. You just apply it to your initiative modifier. So, guys, let's roll some initiative. Now, this sucker, I think. I'll give 5. I'm going to steal a roll from... there actually is... Oh, you know what? Unarmed is 3, so it'll be... Well, I rolled terrible for initiative. My goodness. 1 plus PM speed is 10, 11 minus 3 is an 8. So that bear is on an 8.
So, Kev, previously I've only used my like kicks and fists.
Yep.
When I use my hammer, do I only have one attack then?
One attack for, I think it's 1.5, isn't it? So it's like one attack first round. It's just like in AD&D. One attack first round.
Okay, and then so that means that if I either attack with
1.5.
it or I save it to parry. Is that how that works?
For the first round, and then second round on an even round, you will you'll get double. So for the first round, you'll have one attack, which you could use as a parry instead. You could also spend your round, and I'm not. We're going to treat it just like we do in AD&D, where it's independent of whether you're attacking. We're not tracking how many times you attack, and you're always penalized for that first thing. If you wanted to say evade for that first round, remember that gives some pretty substantial penalties to enemies. And if you decide to go tumbling with that makes it minus 30 on a successful.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Like, this thing kind of got its gun on me. I'm gonna try to like tumble away from it.
Okay, so moving is minus 6.
Yeah. Okay, so I do. Shoot.
Yeah.
Go look at my initiative.
So
the initiative was
PM speed minus 6 for you.
Right. PM speed minus 6 is 12. So it's 1d10 plus 12, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Whoops. Slash roll 1d10 plus 12.
Okay. 14.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a terrible roll.
Fortunately,
I'm at a
this
14.
bear is super slow.
That's good.
Okay, so 14. All right, so the first up is Gwen. Gwen, what do you got on deck here? I'm assuming you're carrying your shield with you, so you don't need to. You got nowhere else to store that.
Yeah. Oh, crap! Wait, you said that we're. Oh, I forgot the drawing penalty.
Okay, so drawing is what, minus 7?
Minus 7. So I'm actually at 8.
8, and heroes always go before the adversaries. So I'll just move you down here.
Sorry about that.
John, you're up first. What are you doing, John?
Forgot.
So I make a tumble roll? Is this how this works?
Yes, and let me check the difficulty. It's probably. What's in combat, so maybe it is hard. Let's see.
And is that acrobatics, or is there an actual tumble?
Yeah, it's acrobatics. It's just acrobatics, gymnastics. It is It's one of the abilities on. Let's see your page. Page 162. Tumbling is an evasive type of movement which is, in general, twice as effective as normal zigzag running. So this covers a full... Well, ignore that. We'll use it for CTs, not BTs. So that means on... Let's make it a moderate test. It would normally be easy, but we'll make it a moderate just to give it a chance of...
Yeah, make it more interesting.
Yeah. And then I've got your evading rate set on or your tumbling rate set in your character sheet, too.
What? Where? What are you talking about?
So per CT, on the PDF, your tumbling is 10 yards per... So you can move up to 10 yards away with this.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, 10 yards. Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so first I roll acrobatics gymnastics at moderate to see if I can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem. So you're going to be extraordinarily hard to hit. And do you want to tumble away?
Yeah, like tumble 10 yards away kind of thing.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
make it add movement to its...
Then Gwen, you can see this thing is about to come down the side and go after Jean. What are you doing?
So yeah, the shield in hand, draw my long sword, and I'm gonna try to, as it's attacking Jean, I'm gonna try to get it from behind and try to like distract it.
Sure. So go ahead and give us a. It's a hard. Oh no! Sorry, no. We got to roll percentile. So you raise it by 4, 67 or less. That's your back now with your sword.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. All right. Cool. 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 Oh no!
Oh my god! Shit. So first attack is down. You have one more attack, or you could save that for a parry. What do you think?
I think I should save it for a parry.
Okay.
That always feels correct
I just
in
have
this game.
I just have a bit of a suspicion. You know,
All right.
it might be important.
So then this thing roars, turns to you, and it will first
Not to
lash
give
out
it any ideas, you know.
one massive claw. So that one's a hit. Wait, let me think. Is there any modifiers I'm missing here? No, because you don't have any avoidance or whatnot. Okay, would you like to parry?
I sure would, Kevin.
Go right ahead. Now here's the thing: you got your shield up, so you use the number in brackets as your armor. So that's because your shield always applies to every area, regardless of what. I rolled a normal hit location, but
Again, for me, the issue. Okay, so in brackets, but in combat, all I have is bracket shield parry, hand weapon 114.
no. Okay, look at
We're looking at the chart, right?
Yeah. So look at the table.
Yeah.
So under normal, so this is under normal hits. You see, you've got like against piercing is 7.
Normal's N.
Yeah, N. Yep. Or
Okay.
non-vital, I think is what it stands for.
Okay, so
N,
bottom row.
Pierce is 7, but the number in brackets is 18. So if you got your shield
Okay.
up, you use that number instead.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
18. So I need to roll below an 18?
No. Remember, those are DR. The reason
Okay.
shield has
Okay.
2 functions with it. One of them is allows you to parry stuff, but you're limited in how many parries you can get off. If you successfully parry, it negates the hit altogether.
Okay.
It might damage your weapon, but it negates the hit altogether. But even if it hits, the shield still provides protection for you. And that's what like a shield is a big deal because it covers all hit locations as well.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So then, if do you want to try and parry that? I can tell you
yes,
that doesn't seem
please.
as bad as the bite might be.
Oh.
Your call.
and the bears seem to be swinging wildly at John. So okay, fair enough. I might want
What do you
to
think?
hold. I might want to hold the parry for the potential bite attack
Okay.
because those jaws would clamp down and that's it.
And what I'm always going to do is I will tell you what location it's going for, so you can make a decision. This is a non-vital.
Oh, that's true. I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a non-vital strike. So it is a this is a cutting hit. I'll let you apply the DR. So it's the number cutting against a non-vital location. I did 31 points of damage.
That's the swipe.
That's the claw swipe. But you're against cutting. You have 35 with your shield.
Oh, wow. So you block it.
Yep. So
Essentially,
it doesn't even get through, which means we don't care. Normally, what we do when your
And that's
armor is
without me
pierced,
parrying it.
that's without
it's
you
still-
parrying. That's just.
Yeah.
So 30 damage, and because of this fucking massive Viking shield,
Yep.
I completely ignore all of it.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
fucking insane.
Okay.
Come at
Second
me, bro.
claw. Yeah. Down. The thing is that doesn't multiply when it goes against so against vitals or whatever else. Your armor still applies against that, but it. The damage gets multiplied.
So like if
yeah.
if the damage gets multiplied to like 100, I still only chop. But still, the damage gets multiplied to 100. I still chop the first 30 off of that.
Exactly.
That's insane. Okay, Yogi, let's go.
All right, second claw swings down, misses altogether, and then that giant maw bears down.
Now I'm gonna really like
See what
brace
happens
myself
here?
with this one and parry this.
I miss. Snaps down at you. You're all right. You successfully defended that thing. Jean, you got your distance. Guys, we're at the end of the round. Everyone decide what you're doing with your next round.
I shouldn't laugh. You just rolled poorly. That's bad luck on your part. That for all I know.
No. It's exactly.
Next round.
It's part of the. It's one of the things I also like is that I don't like my likelihood of hitting you is really quite low, especially since with these monsters that don't have Joss to access. You know, because I can spend a Joss to get an automatic hit. You could then spend an anti-Joss to make me roll, or you could spend 2 Joss to make me auto miss. But with the things that have Joss, it becomes a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, so I'm doing the exact same thing, which means it is this plus 7. Oh boy, this bear's acting fast this time, guys. 17. What do you guys? How'd you do for your initiative?
Okay, so my hammer, my speed is 1d10 plus 9, and then if I have to move in to hit him,
That would be another minus 6.
So it'd be plus 3. So
yes.
Slash roll 1d plus 3.
And now
Just trying to make sure I'm doing. Holy another terrible speed roll. Sean is not in a hurry to get into this fight. That's all that's going on. It's just like
and I'll
Gwen
remind you
seems to have this under control.
Remember, Jean, and this may have been a thing you factored in. Not only does that have some good reach on it, it also ignores 7 points of armor.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't really want to punch a bear.
No, I can't imagine why. All right, so that's your roll. Gwen, what's your initiative roll?
And just to be clear now, my sword's already out, so it's only -5 now, not the additional 7.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh!
Okay, so Gwen is up first before the bear.
Gwen is angry.
Here we go. Gwen, you're up first. What are you doing?
I am swinging
hold on. We need
at this,
I think we need a
this
little
thing's
more.
face.
This is far too low key. Do we have a?
We need something more.
We need some our fighting music. Here we go. All right.
Also, I just gotta say, Kevin, like I don't know where you're pulling the art from, but like the couple scenes in the forest and this one in particular, this little creek trail, like really evocative. I'm
awesome.
digging it.
Yeah, I've got an idea in mind of kind of what I'm picturing the danger, like a modern version of Aerith would look like. So I'm trying to make sure I play it up. So that's great to hear that it's fitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, liking it.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. 67 or under.
Oh, that's what you rolled. Nice. Hold on, I'm just gonna turn my music. It's
just a hair loud.
Yeah,
it's this one that gets quite loud quite quickly.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so 9. That's not a special success, right? No, but if you'd spent Joss, it would have been. Oh, mama. That would have been good. Okay, so then, let's see here.
Now, damage is 46 plus 12.
So a 9
now.
is a 0-9. So that is, or sorry, a 9-0. So it's a regular hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Whoo. So it's 28, and that is cutting. Let's see here. Oh, against these living creatures, cutting does a lot. Here's the thing. You carve into this thing. You guys may see there are 3 bars on that. Here's a cool thing about bears. Bears take a certain amount. That green bar is before it's even... you've pissed it off bar. Doesn't take any effect whatsoever with it. It's a special rule for bears.
What?
So you've pissed it off.
You pissed it. What do you mean you've pissed it off?
I mean, it doesn't take any damage. Now you piss it off.
It's got shields.
Yeah. Now it's mad.
So now it's angry. And it just sort of worked out. So it's just
great
that.
joy.
Also, what I decided to do is for certain adversaries where it feels like it's going to be longer, the blue bar is the critical range. Because if they don't, some of them might go down to, once you hit your wound level. For the things you fought before, they're like castaways. Once you hit their wound level, they die. But for more important monsters like this thing, in that once you exhaust the red bar, you go into the blue bar, it's dazed. so it's got halves and whatever else too, but it might still be fighting.
Right. Cool.
Okay, so that'll give you guys another idea or some insight into the tempo of the fight. So you've successfully hit this thing and pissed it off. You have one more attack. You want to bank that one as a parry, or you want to?
Oh, I will be banking that as a parry.
All right. Well, you most assuredly
Why?
have the bear's attention now. It roars up and then brings down its. We'll try something different here. This is a smash. So it's trying to come down and boom, hit you. It does this instead of its claws. Let's see here. Narrow miss. But you can hear the frozen, like all the ice underneath you cracks, and you think it may even have cracked some of the smaller frozen stone. And then, it snaps at you. The cool thing with the smash, remember I was talking about impact damage that ignores armor? That's this thing trying to bring its full weight down. Your armor doesn't do anything against impact damage. But this bite comes in now. This is a piercing attack. Oh, narrow miss. Oh, Anna doesn't like that. It's your shape. Hi, sweetie. What's going on? She's cheering for the wrong team. Honey. It's not usually to cheer for the monsters. All right, then it is Jean's turn. What are you doing, Jean?
So she's stepping in to crunch this thing with her warhammer.
Okay, so you have 2 attacks with your warhammer.
Yeah. Okay, so Great Hammer is BAC 38.
Okay, so your back's 38, minus 15 for moving.
So
it'll be
okay.
23.
23, okay.
Now, you could also, remember, you can't spend a point of Joss to get an auto hit, if you like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to auto hit
So then
bear.
give us a roll for hit locations, percentile. We'll read this one flat.
Okay. So flat D100 for hit location.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, so that's a
The
normal
flip
hit.
would have been better.
Go ahead and roll damage, and you ignore 7 points of its armor.
Okay, so slash roll 46 plus 5.
Go 19. Nice. That. You hit this thing. It's like hitting a tree. It's so solid. You have a second attack this round with your Warhammer, or your Maul, if you like.
Yeah, I might as well make the second attack.
Okay.
So,
Spin it around.
1d100.
You want to? So a 23.
Yeah, I need a 23 or less.
No. Okay. Phew. All right. So after that first one, and this is tricky. This thing's perched atop this sort of. It's probably moved down a little bit right now, and you are both engaged with it, guys. That is the end of round 2. We're on round 3. Everyone decide what you're doing. I'm rolling for hair. Oh man, I rolled 17 again for initiative.
I'm gonna try something different this round.
Okay. What are you doing, Gwen?
I'm at the risk of being boring. I'm doing the same thing because it's going to take me a while to kind of get used to the system, and this I can figure out.
23.
Fast.
Oops, I gotta do.
Nice.
That's what happens when I use my kicks instead of my hammer.
Nice. Gwen's at 17. I'll be tied with the bear, but heroes go first. Jean, you're up first. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try and kick the bear and just to see what it's like. This is like I might hit it at a super vital location.
Okay.
Anna's not liking your strategy.
Yeah.
She doesn't. As a fellow beast, she's like, "What are you doing?"
Look. Okay, my BAC now, I increased this one. So instead of, it was 52, and I raised it by 5 with our skill thing, so now it is 57.
Yep.
So 1d100 less than 57.
Here we go.
Come on. Oh, so close.
First kick is a miss. You have 2 more kicks.
Yeah, I'll do one more.
Okay.
more. Okay, come on.
Dance back and forth.
Ah!
You got one
Okay.
more.
No, she's
Saving it?
She's bracing that. She's
Okay.
keeping it.
Yeah. So then it is Gwen's turn. What are you doing, Gwen?
What else am I doing? Let's see. Oh no!
No. Swing and a miss.
Oh,
what do you-
I think we're like a little bit afraid of it. Like our attacks are a little tentative. It's
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Understandably
And
so,
I'm
too.
definitely, like this thing's maw is still in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I'm definitely parrying with the second attack.
Okay. Okay. So we got one claw coming down at Jean. -5 to hit you because you're dodging. So my
This
chances
is
are
why I
not
kept
great.
my last kick too to try and.
I rolled a special success.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Does that mean I
Oh.
can not parry it then if it's special?
It means that you need a special success in your parry.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well here we go.
There you go. Yeah. No guts, no glory. Come on.
So what's a special success? That means it's
10%.
like right. So I have to roll under a 5. I have to roll 5 or under.
Yep.
A 0, 5 or less.
Oh! Look at that! Holy shit!
Wow!
You don't ever get to yell at
remember?
Roll20 again.
You
oh
got
my god, that's
Jeff.
exciting.
You can add to your list a special success in hand-to-hand lethal.
Oh yeah.
So what does it look like as this thing's claw is about to bury itself in you, like in one of your vital areas?
I think this is like this is just pure fear. Like I think she just sees this claw coming in
Yeah.
and it's just like I imagine that like maybe I've just watched the way that its wrist moves when
Yeah.
it swings its claw, where it sort of comes in at the last second to add extra momentum. And I use that, and I mean the bear's never seen martial arts before, and I think I just kick it right at the joint of its wrist and cause its paw to like narrowly miss my gut.
So it's like an
thing.
Atemi kind of like parry.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
A real technical parry.
It roars as it brings its paw back. I think that will merit a second claw attack on Zhang, and we'll do the bite on Gwen. So second claw attack on Zhang is a miss. It's a narrow one, but you're able to nimbly dodge out of the way. That second one, probably its numb limb, and then it rears to the side and tries to grab Gwen in its jaws. Oh, not a special success, but a success. You want to parry?
And it in the claws.
No, this is
an-
the bite.
This is
Oh,
the
this
bite.
is the bite. Oh
Yeah.
no, I will be parrying this.
I will be jamming my sword between its jaws.
Yeah.
So for the
Yeah.
the shield parry then
the
is
shield
going
parry,
to be what's your back with hold on here. Whatever the roll is for hand weapons. So I think it's
My back for what? For non-lethal or for?
for hand weapons. Under your parry, the shield parry area.
Shield parry. Oh, hand weapon is now 122.
122. So go ahead and give us a roll.
Oh no.
That's not a special failure. Remember, special failure is 99 or 100.
Okay.
So this thing slams
Oh
in you.
my
I gotta make a
God.
roll, see if I damage your shield, though.
close.
I do not. So this thing hammers against your shield. To simplify things, shields, when I do damage something, shields and armor can take 10 hits. And then during your downtime, you can use your arms and armor to try and repair the damage that's done to it. As long as you got
Okay.
access to the...
So I narrowly escaped this. I kind of
Yeah,
imagine.
the
I
jaws...
imagine like this bear has just like completely like in the swing around from Jean and like the like its attack on its wrist, it just like roars, jumps on me, but like and I just barely get the shield up in time. And my arm is hurting.
Oh, yeah. That is the end of the round, guys. We're on to round 4. You're back to double attacks with your hammer. The bear is actually only acting on 13 now. What are you guys doing this round? 16 from Gwen.
it's a tough choice.
Is it the hammer? Is it the
I
kick?
know. There's a lot of tough choices. I understand your thing against the kicks, but like my thoughts here is I might hit with more attacks. I get more chances to hit it somewhere lethal.
I agree.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I think she is. I think she's using the kicks.
Well, we saw it last time. She killed like 2 quick kicks, and she killed a wolf.
Yeah.
Right. 3 seconds up, 3
possible.
seconds down.
You know, I mean, Jeff, not to sway you one way or the other, not to metagame too much, but like, if it reinforces your decision, like I think this thing's mostly like I'm pissing it off.
I know.
Like, and
that's why we need to roll a super vital or a vital location.
But to keep this going, I kind of have to. I can't commit to full on assault. I kind of have to keep that parry available.
No, that's what I'm doing too.
I think like if you could be the multiple attacks to increase those, like it makes sense. I think. That's my point.
That's my hope here.
Sean, you're up first. What are you doing?
First kick.
Okay.
So 1d100. Again, it is 57.
Yep. Come on.
Oh! Is that a special? No, it's 99.
No, only 99.
Okay.
Okay.
And 100.
99 and 100. Yeah.
That's what I rolled so many 96 to 98s. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Come on. Give me a hit.
There you go. 91 is a regular hit, non-vital.
Yeah, it's a regular hit.
So go ahead and roll damage.
So roll
armor against
3d6 plus 9.
Is 4. Okay.
I do know the kicks don't hurt it that much, but
okay. Ooh, but
that's a pretty good kick.
It's a pretty good kick.
I think what I'm doing is just like the way I would fight a much bigger and stronger martial arts opponent. Like I'm trying to kick it in joints and like places where it's gonna wear it out. Like make its arms, make its paws hurt, make its joints hurt.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Wear it down.
So that is 2. You have 1 more. You want to bank that for a parry, or you want to?
I'm saving that. That's
all right.
fine.
Gwen, you're up next. What are you doing?
Keep at it. Let's go 67 or lower.
Get a good hit this time.
Yes!
And it's a 0-6.
06, I believe is.
It's ultra vital.
Ultra vital. Yep.
0-6.
So this will be.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Is it quadruple damage?
Oh wait.
Yeah, it's quadruple.
Wait.
What?
Yep.
Before I roll the damage, I'm going to use a Joss.
You can use a Joss to do max damage as you can.
Yes, I will do this.
Okay.
Max damage.
So what's your max damage now?
This mechanic, I will say, I mean, I'm not complaining, obviously, but this mechanic, I will say, feels potentially metagaming. Only
Remember,
because
I can use it against you, and I can negate it when you're fighting things that have Joss.
Right.
True, I guess
it becomes a Joss back and forth. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
True.
It's a way of allowing like certain if this was like I say I gave a legend or a name to this bear, I'd probably give it like there's rules in the core rulebook for how much Joss a significant other persona should be. So like if this was the legendary beast of I don't know what the fuck. That's incidentally a Norse term. Whatever this thing is, then I'd give it maybe 5 Joss, or because I'm fighting say two enemies, I might even give it 10, and start spending Joss early on. And be like, guys, I got an auto hit on you. What do you want to do?
Right, exactly.
Well,
and the other thing too, you have to think this is the heroic tale of Gwen and Jean surviving in this northern land. So of course you got an amazing sword kill on this giant bear at one point.
And we
you're
have to
spending
imagine
one of your points to do it.
True. Actually, that's true. I'm using a point, and I don't get those back that often. So it's using a meta currency, but it's a choice, and it's a strategic choice because I am potentially sacrificing other things I could be doing with that in order to get a badass hit here. And so
in this, I still feel like combat is. I think combat's a lot of fun, but it is a means. It's not an end.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, like this is playing up. This is part of the survival. You know,
And we got to imagine too, like, not because Jeff, obviously you're right. This is the epic tale of their journey, but like you have to imagine that again, assuming we survive it and whatever, that like the two of them are embellishing the fuck out of the story too. Not unlike a certain thief we know.
So it depends how you think of it. Like this is like, you can also think of this as like the big cinematic moment of the combat part of today's adventure.
Yeah.
And you landed an amazing hit. You rolled exactly the 60 to get the super vital that we've been waiting for.
Yep. What is your and again, like if this was an adversary that was a what do you call it? Like a normal human, or like I say I wanted to make this like the guy who betrayed you or something like that, and he had Joss, I could spend that and like say spend two Joss to get an auto parry.
True.
Right?
Yep.
Or negate so like there's ways that I could,
and then that would be that like this amazing narrative moment too of like, you know, Gwen gets this amazing an amazing opportunity or opening that she takes and nearly succeeds and almost takes his head off, except for he manages to get his sword up at just the right moment and parries.
Exactly.
And this creates this amazing narrative.
And that's the thing, I think we're like you got to have trust between the players and the DM, but it's one of the things I like. It's something that Conan 2D20 Conan does with Doom and Momentum, but I like this better because because I can set the Joss of the things you're fighting. I have a little bit. I can control where things are. I don't need to sit on Doom all session at the end of it, then make use of the thing, right?
Right, and use and save it up for the leader. Yeah. Here, you purposely give the leader what you think is an exciting amount of meta currency.
Exactly. Yeah. And then just see how things go. And you can imagine how, like, at the end of one of those fights where you guys are down to, like, 1 or 2 Joss, and you're like, do we spend it now or do we?
And you don't know how many the enemy has, so it's like, do I do that? And then he just spends the points and parries it or whatever.
Enemies can spend, like allies, just like you guys. Enemies can spend Joss on one another. So if I've got like minions in there, say, and I'm using those to spend their Joss for their boss, you guys may be like, "Fuck, take them down," you know, to try and.
True. Well, and I actually like the way that. The system plays out for making this is the best system I've ever seen in some ways for like leader types, like people who are just good commanders. Just give them a ton of Joss and they got their minions out there who aren't that scary, but when the leader's spending his Joss to like help them and you're using meta currency that way to say like, you know, he's coaching them, he's commanding them, you know, like, and you can make that play out really well.
Absolutely. Now, what is your longsword does 4d6 or 5d6?
It does 4d6 plus 12.
Plus 12. Okay, times 4. 144 damage against cutting.
Let's see.
So watch this. So you bring this thing down.
Nice.
It's this huge. If this thing lives through this encounter, it is going to have one hell of a scar on the side of its body now. It roars out in fury, and it's going to focus all of its attack. Oh, you know what it's going to do? I'm going to try and hug.
Oh no!
Now, do you want to do a second attack there, Gwen?
This is see now it's tempting.
Yeah.
Because that health bar is pretty low.
Yeah,
I know. To get a good solid hit in, I could bring this thing down.
What do you think?
That's the other exciting thing I like about the attack counts.
I'm too cautious of a player. We're sticking to the system. It's working.
It's working. All right. So this thing is first going to try and smash you. All right, up and down it comes. That is a miss. That would have been a sweet hit. And then it lashes out with its bite. Bite is a miss as well. Wow. So you threw it off its game. All right.
Should have attacked.
I know. I think I love about that is that because you can't go back and spend it. Like winning initiative is great because you get to attack first, but you're not a guaranteed hit unless you're spending Joss, so you got to kind of like wait. Like
there are certain. I can definitely see that there are. And sorry, audience, we're doing this a lot, but like as we explore and discover the game, this is the interesting part for us. But like, I think I'm seeing now that there are traditionally in these games, I'm always like, ah, shit, I got a really low initiative, so I'm going to be going last or whatever. But in this game, I can see where there are tangible material benefits to going after the monsters.
Yep.
And that's what I was saying last session is like, you might want to purposely do some things to slow yourself down, to move your initiative down.
Yep. Because you want to,
because
like,
then
let's see if they hit first.
like if the bear is attacked and I know the results and the outcome this round, then I can just go full fury and just
the only risk there is that if the bear gets a special success on an attack, then you're like, fuck, you got to do what Jeff did and pull that fat out of the fire. All right, guys, that's the end of round 4. We're on to round 5.
All right, here we go.
Okay, bear is on an 11 now, getting worse. You're slowing him down with your attacks, guys.
That's good. Oh, not rolled a 1, but I'm still fast.
What do you think?
Yeah. The more I play this game, the more I like a lot of the things in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's why I'm not
having
gonna...
having the books. Thanks again to the Patreon folks put up with the things, the Patreon donors and the ads and people who buy shit on the Redbubble shop. That's what's helping us supply you guys with it. But it makes such a huge difference having access to, because even like I was saying, like all those neat little special abilities you get from your abilities, there's a complexity that comes in at first when you learn what all those things do, but once you learn that stuff, like it sits there in the background and you can just kind of sit back and play. All right, we got everyone in here. Oh, interesting. Which of you guys wants to go first? You guys tied.
Why don't I go first? And because I have 3 attacks. And then I'll save 1 probably for pairing, and then you can see if any of them are successful and where we're at, how aggressively you want to.
Fair.
Okay. So I imagine that Jean is moving very quickly.
Okay, so because you're getting pretty close to it, I'm checking the back is by 50%. His initiative slows even more if he's dazed. And movement rate is halved. Okay, cool.
Okay, so attack number 1.
Here we go. It's a hit. Non-vital.
It's a hit.
Go ahead and roll damage.
3d6 plus 9. Oh wait, is my damage was supposed to go to plus 10? I'm using the character sheet. Printed. Yeah,
plus 10. Okay, 22.
So 22.
Another good hit. Whack right on its snout.
That's exactly what I want. And now here we go. Yes, another
non-vital,
one.
But good, solid hit though. Come on, 24.
Yes.
There you go.
See, wearing it down.
All right, 2 solid hits in this thing. I think that bite's coming to you next time, Jean. Gwen, what are you doing?
Let's do this. 67 or lower.
No!
Oh, now the tension is high once again because you only have that 1 attack left.
Do you want to attack one more time, or you want to parry?
Oh no! I'm putting that shield up. We got and we're gonna ready to parry. No, this is not good.
So first, I'm gonna try the smash.
I love it.
I gotta land this smash at some point.
The ups and downs of this fight are awesome. And the fact that he hasn't even hit us has not changed the absolute fear of the players.
Well, it's only
in this fight.
missed once, or hit once, because and it would have a second time with that critical, or the special success. Had it not been for you. Okay, so bite, as I promised, bite's coming to you, Jean.
Here we go.
It is such a narrow miss. My tendency to roll high is not good in this game.
It's the opposite in this game.
All right, guys. So that is it for round 5. We're on to round 6. Here we go. It's still not dazed. Come on. Oh, I'm getting worse. There we go.
10 plus 15.
19.
Nice.
Pretty good. And then Gwen, what are you acting on? 22.
Oh, speedy this
Gwen is
time.
seizing the initiative here.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Gwen,
sees the weakness. She
Yep,
senses
you're up
blood
first.
in the water.
what are you doing there, Shield Maiden? Hit.
Yeah.
That is a non-vital hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So cutting, again, it's cutting is only... Ugh, yeah, not good. Oh, it's so close. Look at this, guys. Oh! So close.
With that, so
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is she swings out, gets another good solid hit on this thing, and I'm assuming like it's clearly hurting and it's clearly not doing well here.
Yep.
Grunting, and maybe it's like limping a bit as it's going. Spotting it, Gwen's gonna press the advantage and backswing the same way she came in.
So let me tell you one neat thing
And
about a
see-
longsword that
and see what
hasn't
happens.
come up yet. Longswords, when you hit, you decide whether you do cutting or piercing damage, because you can stab with it or you can slash with it. I can tell you, piercing is against natural hide is more often more effective.
Right. So I think the first one was just like another like wild like jump out from behind the shield, swing. Yep. Then as she's like recovering, she in that moment where she notices, oh, this bear, like if I get it, it's a gamble.
Yep.
But I could end it. So I'm gonna try to stab it right
Nice, here it comes.
in the neck. Come on.
There you
Big
go.
roll. Yeah.
That was a hit. Go ahead and roll. And 54 is a non-vital.
That's normal.
Go
Yeah,
ahead and roll
normal.
damage, and we'll apply this against its piercing armor.
Come on, Andrew, tight.
And I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Another
All right,
27
so
points.
27. Awesome. Okay, so then that means, let me think here. So that is there. And into this one is like you can feel you've really hurt this thing. So it's look at this, guys.
Whoa.
See you plunge in. It roars in pain. Jean, can you take this thing down?
I don't know. Let's find out.
It's your favorite round with your hammer if you choose that. Oh, you probably didn't put that in initiative though. So
No. I was kicking it.
Here we go. Come on.
Sorry. Here we go. First one is a hit.
Hit non-vital.
3d6 plus 10.
You
Chris?
tell him, sweetie.
Ooh, 19.
19. What does it look like as you take this bear down?
I kind of imagine that like this kick was.
You know, one thing we need you to do is subtract. You may have done this already. We need you to subtract 1 Joss from your total because you would have had to spend that to get rid of dazed. Remember, you were dazed when this started.
Oh, right, because of the weather. Yeah, I forgot about the weather.
Shit,
Yeah,
I was dazed too, was I not?
No, you may, because remember
that
yours
was from
was
the other day. Yeah, that was.
yours is a moderate
Oh,
success
and I
this
would have
time.
recovered by the resting. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that this is like sort of simultaneous. Like as Gwen finally goes for the pierce.
Yep.
And its torso is sort of held by the blade a little bit. Jean uses the opportunity to kick it right in the head and sort of just like snap its neck and finish it off.
As it slumps down, bleeding
like a
out from those
combined
2
kill.
massive wounds set on it. And then with that, John, you sort of stumble down to 1 knee. The rain fall, the sleet falling all around you guys, steam coming off of this fallen bear. Guys, if you take your time and roll well in your handicraft,
You can have
guys
some helps.
may have some things to help with the weather. Awesome. Well done, guys. You each get 2 points of Joss back.
Awesome. What a great fight.
Okay.
That was super exciting.
That was pretty tense, yeah. Can't believe I couldn't get a single hit on that thing. So
I feel like any hit was like extremely deadly.
this is
honestly.
perfect. This is so perfect. Hold on.
Get him in here. Wait,
Here we go.
Get.
Okay, let's let George in the thing here. Here we go. Alexander pokes out of the bushes. Is like, is it dead?
Yeah, that thing's been chasing
Where
me.
is he? Get this son of a bitch in here.
Okay. George!
I
Or
heard
you have
that.
a fantastic
So-
sense of timing.
What you do,
I
George?
waited until the bear was dead.
Yeah, exactly. I just said, you poke your head out of the bushes and you're like, is it dead? And the two of them look up at you for a moment. And you guys...
I literally checked YouTube right before I got on.
Nice. Let's do this. For Alexander, why don't you give us, let's get rolling right away here. Why don't you give us
Okay.
a hard muscular check, please? This is you've been traveling in this fucking wilderness. You've been dogged by this giant bear for at least a day now.
Okay. Nice. Here we go. Muscular. There we go. Oh, it didn't ask me what kind of check it was.
Which is fine, actually. That I think automatically rolls as hard.
Yeah.
And that's a success. So what that means is,
Nice.
so the weather is about, what is it? Hold on, we've been doing Fahrenheit calculations here. I said
I
it was
heard before that it was about
it's
32.
about, 39 degrees Fahrenheit right now. But it's like sleet is falling down everywhere, which makes it so difficult to. So Alexander, you got your like light clothing, and you poke your head out. Alexander, do you have any survival stuff whatsoever or hunting?
I do have survival, but at a very low level, 17.
Oh yeah.
Give us a moderate survival check. Let's just see if you've been eating or not.
Let's see here.
Okay.
Hold on.
So that's under physical
I,
midsection.
my sheet just isn't showing up for some reason. Come on.
Oh, it
sheet.
takes a minute to load. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Roll20 sheet is slow.
Because the I foolishly opened it up. Oh no, it's gonna crash on me now. Oh no!
You can roll for me if it comes up.
I can't even get it. It's taking a
It's
sweet time
weird.
to open.
It's
Yeah.
not-
Well,
very
you can just
strange.
roll. So your survival.
Yeah, I'm a
is
17.
17. So that'd be a what? 34.
Yeah.
34%.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you managed it. You've been living off the land, with scrabbling together enough food. But I mean, it's been like roots and berries and shit like that you've been eating. You guys recognize this was that wizard that briefly helped you guys with those guards and then seemed to disappear. He was in service to Oleg, the Unlucky. I'll leave it to you. What you can see is there's this enormous black, like grizzly bear. I think grizzly's only in Canada, so I guess a brown bear in Nordica. It's Nordica, so who cares? It can be whatever kind of bear we want.
Yeah.
So there's this huge feral bear that they've managed to drop down, and they look totally unhurt.
I think that I've come. I had mentioned it in another previous session that I had an addiction to learning about esoteric magics.
Yeah.
So I think I disappeared down a rabbit hole of some kind.
Yeah.
Especially about something elemental, since we're in this kind of very cold environment. Maybe like frost magic, like a I don't know, like a frost burn kind of magic. I don't know. And I investigated that and suddenly came to my senses and realized my companions are gone. Days have passed. I probably should go
find them.
yeah. And now I've appeared just the last second. I think I heard the growling and the sounds of combat, and I rush up finally at the last second, ready to like throw some heca darts or do something, and I see the dead bear laying at their feet.
So, guys, this Dweomomancer has finally joined you. What do you guys say? Oh, what does anyone say, I guess?
Well, so what I was going to say is we journeyed here together on a ship, I'm assuming. So we probably do know each other's names and stuff. So.
At the very least, and you guys can feel free. Like, you could be like, you could know each other quite well. Totally up to you guys.
I think we do know each other. I mean, at least by the map that we looked at, I think it was like a 3-day journey by ship. So, or 2 or 3. So, like,
George,
we've had a few days to get to know each other at the minimum.
I've got not only loaded, but the measuring tool works for scale.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I think we had established previously that Gwen and Alexander had developed a relationship.
Yes, they will. Okay. We know that they will in future.
We're back. We're in the past.
Yeah, we're in the past right now. This is par for the course with all my games, right?
Shocking.
Everything's going to take place in the past.
We're never in real time.
We're in the future, the past. Who knows?
What this is really signaling is that it's amazing that we don't play Star Trek Adventures more often, given Kevin's proclivity to jump around in time.
It's true. Okay, so then. With you guys all having now met up, why don't you give us a... so one thing we decide, unless I tell you difficulty, assume that any skill checks are going to be at moderate. Okay. Would you mind giving us a mental perception? Or perception mental?
I'm just going to roll a D100 because Absolutely. I still can't get my sheet up, but I have a printed out PDF here.
Okay, yeah, sounds good enough.
So my mental is a 109. Obviously, it's my best stat.
Yeah.
So, shit. Made it. Because 95 is a fail. I double checked that today.
So what you can judge is, like I said, I think Alexander with his high mental perception, great judge of character. You can tell, like, Gwen is fucking living on this stuff. She's just like, there's bear blood on her. She seems ready to take on 6 more. But Jean looks pretty fucking worn down.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys wish to do?
I'm gonna rush down and join them.
Okay.
I don't have any particular ability to heal or anything, but I'm gonna move to Jean first.
Yep.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just this weather in this place. It's horrible.
They've been traveling.
Struggle.
Mechanic-wise, George, they've been traveling for one of the ways they model cold in this is you make that the muscular roll I got you to roll is you figured out like what the ambient conditions are, dictates what the difficulty is. If you fail, you become dazed until you are in a warm or comfortable condition for as long as you've been exposed to the elements. Currently, what Jean needs is 3 hours around a campfire or some warm or hot place.
Okay, and would that be something that I could tell from kind of just seeing...
She's shivering like crazy. I think you could probably easily tell.
It's just
get a fire started.
We should. I also think that we might as well make camp here now because I'm not dragging that thing anywhere. And we should try and get those pelts off of it.
So one thing that I will, and this is for the benefit of edification here. One of the like very low grade castings for the elemental school is a really cool. Where is it here? Or maybe it's just Dweomercraft in general. Let's see here.
I could check my...
Grade 1 cast is page 33 of Mythus Magic. Wicca-Flame.
Okay.
You just, with a gesture, start a fire.
I like that. What? Oh. It's grade 1?
Grade 1.
Yep, I see it. It click charm. Okay, yes. Yep. So I will spend 20
So, and then
here.
per 10 steep in that area, you can ignite another one.
Okay, so like
I mean, you're not going to light a whole bunch of things, but if you had like, let's say you were keeping an eye out for attackers or something like that, and you had like 4 or 5 bonfires set up, you could, with a gesture, 1 per 10 steep to get it going.
Yeah. So I could technically do 5.
Yeah.
Start setting everything up.
Oh, you guys want fires? How about this one? Or this one? Or this one? Or this one?
I will do just the 1.
Okay. So what does it look like as... Well, actually, let's make your roll first.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like... Don't roll 99 or 100.
Yeah,
no problem.
There you go.
So what does it look like as you start a fire?
I think that there's... even though it's a charm and it's very quick, technically... What happens first is like there's like a spark and a little bit of smoke that starts to appear, and then suddenly it's just it just goes ablaze.
Okay. You guys want to tell George how much damage you took last time because you couldn't get the fucking fire started?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the actual number, but it was a lot. It was like 24 points of damage or something.
Yeah. So I think you can mark off, is it 20 Heka for grade 1?
Yes, 20 for a grade 1.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So you have something warm now. You're going to need to be at this for 3 hours, Sean, before you really kind of get yourself warmed up. But what do you guys want to do? This bear, if you're taking your time here, let's say... Well,
I know that I'm going to want to try to... Well, one, there's two things. I'm going to want to try to get the pelt off of this bear.
Yep.
But also, this is a ton of potential meat.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this could keep us fed for a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
If we can keep it away from flying large owls.
Okay.
So I would love to try to do that.
So yeah, you spend the rest of the day doing that, and let's say it takes a day to cure the hide. I think that probably, I don't know if that's right or not, to be honest, but let's say that's what it requires. So you got 4 hours. Gwen, you're not affected by this because your endurance. Alexander, as long as you're staying around the fire, you're not going to be affected by it. Do you have any castings that give you immunity to climactic conditions?
That is a great question. I did not select anything that did. I still have slots left, but I'm not going to pick one now that benefits me. So
I'm fine with that. This is your second day in the wild, so it makes total sense that Alexander would have been like, all right, I need to have a slate of things ready. He's been in this.
Yeah, that's right.
You're calling it's your character, so you. But no, I want you to have that freedom to.
I appreciate that, and I'm an elementalist, of course, so they kind of make sense that I would have that.
Okay.
What I don't have is the player knowledge.
No, and that's I actually can't remember.
What I do have is a very cool Game Master screen.
Yes, that's awesome.
That has all the castings.
That thing is so good.
At my fingertips, yes, which is great. So I'm going to look through and I'll find something. I'm sure there is, based on what I know about the game so far. So.
Yeah, and I can't remember. Oh, resist temperature spell. It's page 33 of Mythus Magic is the listing for it. Yeah. General Dweomer Craft.
Great. And what grade?
Grade 3.
3. Thank you. Great. Perfect.
Because I thought I was reading that. I wanted to make sure I had some ideas. Yeah. Page 40 is the actual casting.
I will take that. So
it is limited. But what it does is 1 AT per 10 steep, so 5 minutes per 10 steep.
Yeah.
So it is only.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but I mean, it takes a spell is what 1.5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, spell's even faster, isn't it? It's,
I had everything written down. I don't have it.
5 CTs for a cantrip.
I think spell 2 is 2.5 minutes, I want to say.
So 30 seconds.
Oh, it's 30 seconds. Oh, it's 5 C. Yeah, okay, right. Okay,
yep. 1 BT. Okay. So yeah, take you 30 seconds to cast it, and then you'd have it for. You said you got your steep is 50 in 50 something.
Yeah, 53. Yeah, 53.
53. So that's almost half an hour of resistance to it.
I would spend it if I think it's going to be beneficial, despite considering we're here in this environment.
Ooh,
for 24 hours at a time.
You can spend 1 Heka to extend it by 1 AT, and you can keep spending them.
Oh, so that's interesting.
That's interesting. So you could spend 12 Heka and extend it to an hour plus the initial starting point. So
all right, I'll start with that, and then we'll see.
Okay.
How things develop.
So then Gwen has the endurance skill, so she's pretty easily able to weather this. So let's do this. Gwen, it'll be a let's say a moderate. No, is it a moderate handicraft check to skin this bear?
Sounds good.
And you can spend Joss on it if you like.
At some point, she'll figure out how to do this. So let's see.
Okay.
I did increase the skill, so...
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Success!
Yes!
Nice.
So you have at least one hide. And I think with the the size of this thing...
Oh, she would... You know me, Kevin. I would love... we'll see how this goes and if it cures and everything. But
yeah.
I think if we do hit... she'll probably keep it. And then when we hit town, I think she'll be looking to try to put it what's it called, an inlay, like to insulate it a bit and to turn this into her like winter cloak.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I mean, if you turn the sucker over to Jean, that would if she kept herself wrapped up in the thing, that would allow her to.
Would it already?
Once you treat it, she can just wrap herself up in it. Like she'll be clumsy in it, and she'll have to sort of take it off if she wants to fight. But that will allow her to not have to make those.
Okay, I figured I would have to do more to it, but if after
as long as you treat it,
curing...
so you skinned successfully. Now let's see about your curing. That'll be that'll be tomorrow. Let's see what happens for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we need a day to do this.
Jean is sitting around the fire, just relaxing. What are you doing, Alexander? What do you want to do with your time here?
Well, first of all, I don't think I'm fully aware of what transpired. So I think I'll just check in with Gwen specifically so that Jean can rest.
Let me tell you what you've done now.
Alexander,
once you sort of realized that everyone was getting killed in that village, you just ran and went up this, like scrambled up a slope. That seemed to be the only way to get away. The place that you were led into for an ambush is at the end of a very long fjord. And then that fjord ends and then it kind of pinches down into a narrow V-shaped valley. At the end of that valley, there's a very, very difficult and challenging climb to get up. You scrambled up that thing and managed to get down into the valley beyond to get away from, well, everyone dying. Turns out these guys have been making this way along too. And Alexander, you had actually stumbled. You were fairly certain you smelled meat cooking. Like a smell of spiced meat cooking. And that's unfortunately when it seemed that there was something else that came across that, and that was that giant bear you came across. It has been following you for about 3 hours now, and you've gone away from where that smell was, and that's when the bear suddenly sort of turned on these guys. They fought them, and you came to inspect what happened to the bear, because you heard the sound of someone fighting it, and this is where we find ourselves. So about 3 hours back to the east, you smelled someone cooking. There must be a settlement over there.
Right. And do I feel like where we are is, in general, an inhospitable place in terms of the culture?
Yeah, let's show you where we are here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Once again, the apologies to the Norwegian folks. Anyone who's shocked at my crappy kludging together of a map for them. But you guys originally came from around here. Oleg the Lucky was from a steading around here, near or in the kingdom of Morog Romsdal. And then you sailed all the way up here and into this fjord here, way down to the very end where he was betrayed. And the reason he went so far down here, the reason you guys came out is because Oleg was convinced. Move over here. Gonna zoom in a scooch here. You see where there is this, oops, wrong thing here. Let me shift click for you. There we go. Pojoya. That island is said to have access in it. It's in the frigid, like way up in the Arctic Circle. It's said to have access to other hidden worlds, the fairy realms, the subterranean realms, or whatnot, and it's said to be just full of riches. What Oleg was convinced of, is maybe the reason why you signed on for this, is that the person they were raiding, he had made a successful raid up into Pojoya and had brought back uncalculable riches and bizarre magics from the fairy realms, from the subterranea, from all these, strange places. And that's the reason you went so far up in Nordland. In Nordland, though, this whole region up here is unbelievably inhospitable. It is also in the Arctic Circle, and the further south you get, the more you're likely to come across people. But in here, it's very, very few and far between. It's either incredibly hardy people, or perhaps dwarves or faerie who have made their home in these savage lands, maybe something closer to a borderer, trolls or the like, giants. Bodo is the seat of the thaindom in Nordland. But that is from where you guys are, almost 120 kilometers across lakes and mountains or hills at the very least.
We are 4 kilometers closer. We've traveled.
There we go.
So that's works out to be like a 2,000 miles? Is that
So it's 1.6 kilometers per mile.
I literally was always afraid I was going to get a speeding ticket because it would say 100 kilometers per hour. And I'm like, what is that? How fast is that? I know.
So this is, 117 is a little over 60, 65.
65, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's on land over this terrain.
The terrain. You guys are moving at about 1 mile an hour, so it's 1.6 kilometers per hour is what we determined. Okay. However, so you guys have this bear carcass that Gwen has quite handily skinned. Alexander, do you have anything you wish to do with your time?
That's a good question. I think I want to inspect this bear just to see. It's probably completely a natural creature and all of that, but he's always suspicious / curious.
Yep.
So I think he's going to take some time to really investigate the corpse of this creature. Carcass, I guess is the right word.
Let's see
and see if there's anything mystical, magical, etc. potentially about it.
Why don't you give us a... unless you're using a casting, you could use a moderate metaphysics.
Yeah, I think what I failed to do in previous sessions is really rely on some of the skills, because there's some really cool things they can do. So I think I will do that. So my sheet never was able to come up. So
I think you're 31 in metaphysics. So it'll be 62.
Yes, 31, correct. Yep. Here we go. 36. Okay.
Nice. Okay. So no, this is. You can tell from the scars on this thing and the size of this thing. Like, this is a bear that has, it has seen some days, as it were. And thank God it didn't catch up to you, because the size of this thing, it looks like a solid hit could have splintered Gwen's shield.
Oh wow!
But it seems to be otherwise a creature completely natural. There are no obvious changes that you would expect to see from something that walked out of the fairy. From the way it tracked you, maybe you were being paranoid, but the way it fought and the way it appears now, it doesn't make you think that it's something that has some kind of unnatural intelligence, or that it's been affected by any kind of malign spirit.
Okay, great. And I'm going to relay that at least to Gwen, because I feel like Sean is probably resting. I do not think this creature either comes from the plane of fairy, nor was it sent here purposefully using magical means. I think it was just a creature that you ran across accidentally in this region of other creatures like this.
Jean, you'll regenerate... and actually, Alexander, if you're relaxing, each of you guys will regenerate 18 hecka per hour. So it'll be 4 hours of relaxing. Or 3 hours is what Jean needs before she's full.
All right, so 48. So yeah, I'm getting close back to full again.
Okay.
That's great.
I know Jean used some hecka early on in the day as well. So Gwen, let's see about that meat. Oh, Andrew, do you have a question?
I was gonna riff a bit off of the
do it. Go right ahead.
What do you mean unnatural? And Gwen is.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It seemed. abnormally, I mean, it was a bear, and it was ferocious as a bear is wont to be, but there was a ferocity at the outset that it seemed to be quite deliberate in its attack on us. It was a completely unprovoked attack. Most bears, if you wander into their territory, if you stumble upon one, you make a big enough show, make enough noise, they don't want to bother with you. They're going to go off somewhere else. This one ambushed us. That's Gwen's perspective anyway.
Yes, well, perhaps it was of greater than usual intelligence, but it definitely did not come from a source of Heka of any kind. Its abilities, anyway. Does not seem to me. It could be wrong.
Wow. That is encouraging. This wouldn't be the first time that we've been beset upon by, creatures of the woods for seemingly no other reason than being here. Okay, so a handiwork test again, or?
Yeah, I think so. And again, at moderate. And you can spend Joss if you'd like.
Moderate. Let's see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, so let's see here. I think this thing...
Jean will not freeze.
Your steep is a 37, so we did 1d3 for the small things. Let's say it's... you're going to get... This is a large creature. I think you get 3d... let's say 3d10 meals out of this.
Nice.
Okay. 20 meals. All right, so of those things, do you want to... So immediately you guys can consume, if you're spending the rest of your day here, you can mark off and you're feeding your newfound companion. 6 of those will be marked off to cover the rest of your meals for the day. Leaves you 14. Did you want to try and cure those, or you just want to trust you'll eat them tomorrow and not worry about them going? I mean, it's also frigid out, so you could probably extend the lifespan of that.
Well, let's each have 1. I'll mark 17 rations of bear meat in the party loot.
And delete the other stuff, yeah.
Are you skipping 1 meal then? I think
we need 2 for today each, right, Kevin?
No, but he's saying, just stop, instead of having X bear plus X squirrel or whatever, he's saying we'll just eat the squirrels, the little bit that's left to...
Oh, okay, to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
So how many rations do we have in total? Because right now I don't see any. I don't have I didn't put the rations.
We had 3 meals. We had 3 meals of squirrel / rabbit / rodent stuff left.
Okay, well then I'll just put 20 times 20 rations.
Okay.
Done. Doesn't matter what
but there'd be 17. Well, there'd be 17 left.
Yeah, 17 because you need to eat.
Because we need 2 each.
Yeah,
right.
you need 2 each.
You're right.
And then what do you want to do with the rest of that meat? Do you want to try and cure it, or do you want to just leave it and trust that it doesn't go off?
I think we should try to cure it. Leaving the wolves was a bad idea because it attracted those owl creatures again. Or we don't want to attract them again.
Alexander, if you're talking about that stuff, Alexander, this is the first you've heard of owl creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'll fill them in.
Creatures?
So, those wolves we killed, we just kind of left them. I was trying to cure their hides and take their hides. That really didn't go so well. I think we were just too cold.
It was a mess.
Well, okay. Yeah, sure. It was not my greatest work. But as we were off doing other things, we came back and to find the corpses were gone, and we found some rather abnormally large owl prints in the snow that just kind of vanished. So they just some creatures that have owl tracks but much larger,
and suddenly vanished, suggesting they could fly.
It seems so.
Mm-hmm.
So you can try a fairy folk and culture at hard if you'd like, Alexander.
Okay.
You can of course spend Joss if you want to try and modify that.
I think I'll go with the randomness, and I got my sheet up. So
oh, nice. Okay.
Yep. Here we go.
And the only reason it's hard is because of you're burying your You're trying to jog your memory based on just a rough description.
Yeah. There we go.
We didn't actually see the creatures either, so.
Nice. So what he describes, as he's describing it, you can see Alexander's brow is furrowing, and then he says, "The strides. How far were the strides between the two?" And he describes it to you, and it sets in. So there is a kind of creature that has been known to lurk beneath the surface, as a creature said to be a borderer originally, something that is sort of kissed, as it were, or touched by the fairy, but not actually of the fairy necessarily. And they're roughly, the crude term for them are hoodies. And it really belies the danger of these things, because basically, if you combined the worst elements of a scrawny, starving cannibal with a wiry strength that is not consistent with its size, and combine that with an oversized owl, something that can see at night, that hungrily breaks bones and slurps the marrow from within, that loves to peck and peel the flesh off of things with its beak and then chew it in its rotten teeth. And these things lurk beneath. They have crudely made, almost animalistic burrows that they live in. And they travel in flocks.
I can't believe this is really true, because it's not the type of creature that you would like to put in the game. So.
Yeah, I know, it's so different, right? So you...
Yeah, that's pretty horrifying. That is very horrifying. And I'm going to keep that to myself.
Okay.
Because I do not see any reason to tell my companions about what I know about this.
Mm-hmm. So
I just go, interesting.
So then the last thing we'll do is, I guess, we have not rolled for curing the meat yet, I don't think.
Oh, we didn't.
No, so again, a moderate check against handicrafts. And I think what I'd say, unless there's a special failure, it's not that you ruin all of the meat, it just means it'll limit the amount that you supply, like half it'll be lost. So go ahead and give us a moderate handicraft there, Gwen.
Oh, me. Sorry. No,
that's okay.
Still me. Oh, okay. Moderate. Come on, cure me some meats.
Come on, here we go. Yes.
Nice.
So all that shit, where even with the cold, it'll last at least a week. So then.
Well, it's like 2 days of rations for us, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully there'll be another bear tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So I can basically mark, so 17 rations basically, I'm just going to mark them as cured, good for a week.
Cured meals. So, I mentioned that like what you see before you is really where you are. So you have, there's a free source of fresh water here. You've got a burning fire in spite of the sleet coming down. The temperature will be plunging. Someone want to try and create a lean-to or something like that?
Yeah, I think we could work on that after my 3 hours, because
yep. So we'll make that.
I
think it's an easy survival.
Okay.
So I think did we figure out that if people
day-to-day
work together?
Sorry, George. It's actually a moderate.
Moderate.
Day-to-day checks are at moderate. Sorry, George. What were we saying?
I think we had said that when you aid each other, you can add the two values together.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Were you wanting to help with that?
Yeah. Okay. I should. I can give a 17.
A 17 makes that a total. So yeah, that'd be moderate then. So that'd be 48 times 2 is 90 something. So yeah, the two of you guys working together, no problem.
Yeah, I needed your help. I don't know. I've never made one in this environment before.
Well, you seem a bit shaken as well.
Well, we've been here in the woods for 3 days, and we fought wolves and bears, and was essentially in a coma for 14 hours.
Well, that might do it.
It's been difficult. I haven't had a drop of ale, it seems. Far too long.
Well,
I don't suppose you have any.
I gave you a swig from my flask yesterday.
You call one swig any kind of ale consumption. You have been to taverns with me.
This is fair. This is fair, and I'm hardly one
I
to
barely wet my lips.
It seems as if Jean's spirits are up as you guys are sitting around the fire. You have the lean-to set up, so you will be protected from the elements. Between the fire and the protection from the elements, it's going to keep sleeting all night, but you guys will be warm. Whether the evening passes uneventfully, we'll have to see next time. Now, before we call out, I know that Jean had a special success in her hand-to-hand lethal and a special success in... what was the other? I've already forgotten. What the fuck was it?
Priestcraft.
Priestcraft, yes! Each of those you can raise by 1 for free.
Nice.
And George, since we're going to spread that joy around, you have 12 accomplishment points you can spend to advance Alexander.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then, guys, with that, we will bring session 3 of a campaign that I now need to name and retroactively go back and fix for our playlists. We'll bring a session to a close. So, guys, thank you for those listening at home. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another adventure in the frigid realm of Norga in Gary Gygax's Dangerous Journeys. Speaking only from a DM's perspective right now, or a Dangerous Master's perspective, which I guess is DM also. I'm enjoying the game every session we play, guys. This is really fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to kill you with something really scary. I mean,
you first need to be able to hit us, man.
Yeah. Oh, the confidence. The confidence. I love it.
Wow, Andrew.
That's always our downfall. When Andrew gets confident, we're toast.
It's true.
For those listening at home, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please, I'll move us back to the main screen here. Please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server. We have channels dedicated there to this campaign, every other campaign we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great channels with a bunch of great people, tons of great conversations, tons of great people. You are more than welcome to join our community over there. In addition, there is a link down below to a couple of things. First, I'll mention our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is a preeminent retailer of role-playing games, board games, card games, and in particular out-of-print products. Noble Knight has been my preferred source for out-of-print games, and they've helped me fill many of the holes in many of my collections for out-of-print games. And they have very generously offered us a discount code that you can use. At checkout, if you purchase $10 or more through their website, you can enter the discount code DungeonMuser and save yourself 10% on your purchase. That stacks with any other sales they've got going on, so you can save yourself a little extra if you're picking up something, say, from their 2-for-1 special they have going on right now. And if you don't find what you're looking for right there, they have a terrific waitlist feature that you can put down and keep an eye on games that are not in stock right now, but you might want to get. And that includes all of their out-of-print stuff. I've been quite... it's been a quite helpful thing, particularly to fill my 3rd edition D&D collection, keeping an eye to see when shit was being traded in, because it's constantly fluctuating there. In addition, there's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. That benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really great organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children, including an operation in Ukraine that has transitioned out to be a kind of an emergency response thing. By following that link, you can make donations directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to any middleman. None of it goes to the channel. It all just goes to help those kids. And as a small way of saying thank you, for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you get one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in our next charity raffle. The grand prize is a copy of Beadle and Grimm's Platinum Edition Wild Beyond the Witchlight. This gorgeous, retailed at $500 box set version, a deluxe version of the 5th edition adventure of the same name. In addition to the adventure, as with all their boxes, they add in extra adventures, extra content, monster hangers, a DM screen. There's just a ton of great stuff. And if you don't win that, second prize is a copy of their brand new gold edition Absalom City of Lost Omens box set. I just did an unboxing of that yesterday, so you can find a video on the channel that has all the contents of all of that. That is one of my absolute favorite products of all time. It is the coolest city-based product I've ever seen. It has all the contents of the Absalom City of Lost Omens book, the hardback you can get from Paizo, plus a bunch of other stuff, and it also presents it in an amazingly useful format. It's just I absolutely love it. I purchased my copy, but they have also very generously donated a copy to raffle off as our second prize. So if you don't win the grand prize, you get that. If you don't win those two things, you still have other prizes, including a full set of the new 5th edition Iron Kingdoms rule books donated by Jeffrey here. We also have a chainmail dice bag donated by our buddy Dave. There's some other stuff I'll be throwing in. We have some other donations from community members that I can't remember offhand right now, but we have some other prizes from them. There's prizes that are going to be from the Dungeon Musings Red Bubble Shop, so t-shirts, posters, mugs. Yeah, so there's a lot of great prizes, and every $25 Canadian that you donate through Hero Save Villages gives you one chance to win one of those great prizes. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart, dangerous journeyers. I really need to come up with a better way of referring to that. So Andrew, Jeffrey, and George, thank you so much for joining me back in Nordica. I tried to kill you with a wolf last time, tried to kill you with a bear this time. We're slowly making our way up the evolutionary chain. A mammoth will be showing up, I guess, next week or next time. So good luck with
dinosaur.
that. And the last thing I will say, too, is that for those who are joining us from Ukraine, our thoughts and our best wishes remain with our fans over there. We hope for nothing but strength, safety, and a quick end to this conflict for you folks, and for those of our fans joining us from Russia who are opposing this current war. Our thoughts and best wishes are with you as well. That is no small thing to be doing in the political climate in Russia right now. So our best wishes and best thoughts are going out for all those folks. With that, I will bring this journey to an end. Guys, I'm going to never get sick of making these kind of jokes with this game. So it's just the gift that keeps on giving and giving. Until next time, we will be back. This game is sort of our go-to pickup game right now, so I can't tell you when necessarily we'll be back, but possibly next Friday, depending on circumstances. Until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes have been encountering in the wilds of Nordica. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.